There's not many ways to put it after a game like that other than embarrassing. We go back-to-back games, Tuesday night, Thursday night, where we watch this group and watch a depleted group. And we're talking about, okay, yeah, you're playing against some lesser teams. Specifically, I look at a team like the Blues, and they won an OT, and I know a lot of people came here after and they got pissed off. And they're like, how could you be happy with this win when you're playing the St. Louis Blues? And I think the whole point was that it was a step in the right direction in terms of the way that they played. Like, it felt like in a game like that, they looked around and they started to kind of acknowledge or realize or recognize whatever, that you're missing star players. You're missing a lot of skill and talent. So the way we're going to have to get out of this game is by playing like a team and buying into a team game, a team style of hockey. You're going to have to block shots, be hard on the forecheck, win battles. You're going to have to fight to get the puck back, fight for goals, fight for opportunities. It's not just going to come clean. It's not going to come easy. And they carried that into the game on Thursday. Now, it was a different result. You lost in overtime. You only got 1 point out of it, but you at least were like still headed in the right direction. You know, there were a couple defensive mistakes, a couple mistakes in transition, a couple mistakes on the breakout, which are things that we've kind of pointed out all the way through to this point, saying, hey, they got to fix these things and things will get better. And they did get better, and they worked on stuff, and the games got better, and they played the right way. And then couple mistakes happen, couple goals for Columbus, you lose in overtime. Okay, well, you went in the right way. Went in the right direction. Started to play the right style. Started to play the right brand. Okay, sure. Well, you come into this game here tonight, and you open things up in the first period. I thought playing really well. I mean, early on in the first, I'm like, Nylander's engaged, Tavares is engaged, Easton Cowan looked really good, Ekman-Larsson looked good. You're looking at that line. I don't know whether you want to call them the second or the third line, whatever floats your boat, but the Lorentz, Laughton combination of them and McMann, they had some legs. Cowan had legs with them when they were going before it got switched up. Like, there was some intensity. There was some push. There was some jam out of this group. And then it's a defensive error that gets made following a mistake in the offensive zone, and then they let it compound. It turns from a turnover at the blue line to a transition / rush opportunity for the Habs. You get pushed back deep into the zone. Steven Lorentz doesn't pick up Hudson on the zone entry. He goes backdoor, pass across, goal for Lane Hudson. Then it goes from turnover, transition, which you're not good in, going back to your own zone, or fucking going up the ice for that matter, back into your own zone, to not picking up a guy, which is another issue you have, where you have problems where passes go through the middle of the ice super easy. You're not picking up guys. You're letting you're breaking down in the defensive zone super easy, and you're not picking up guys, which, I mean, the whole thing can't go on Lorentz for that one, but look around, because Lane Hudson comes from behind you off the bench. So it's a multitude of issues where nobody from the bench is yelling. Nobody on the ice is recognizing this. The coach isn't aware of this happening. Like, nobody is calling out to Lorentz. Lorentz isn't aware of the situation. Hudson comes in off the bench all alone, skates down right to the side of the net in a prime dangerous area of the ice, gets the pass, one-timer, scores. Then carry that over to a lack of a challenge by Craig Berube and co. I don't know who it is that's deciding not to challenge on that one, whether it's the video team saying no, if it's fucking Mark Savard, if it's Craig Berube, whoever it is that's deciding we're not going to challenge on this play is a horrendous challenge, in my opinion. Like, I'm not saying that you win that challenge. I don't know. Like, at this point, who the fuck knows what's going to happen if you challenge things, especially goaltender interference. But, like, when you're looking around and watching other games where players are, like, breathing on a goaltender and a goal is coming back, when Brendan Gallagher is in Joseph Woll's grill, How are you not fucking challenging that? And I'm not even saying Gallagher had any impact on it, but where's the challenge? Like, where is the fight from the bench, the belief in where is it? It happened earlier when you didn't challenge against the Bruins, when it went offside, they go up 3-2 in the game, and the game's over from that point. Like, how are you not challenging there? There needs to be some kind of decision of like, this is maybe 50-50. Fuck it, challenge. You need the help. You need a chance. You need to fucking throw a lifetime. Like, how are you not throwing that out there to be like, we're going to give this an opportunity? Why is that not a challenge? That's the first goal of the game. And like, again, I'm not even trying to take that away from Montreal myself. This is a question of the Leafs coaching staff. Like, it's a great play by Montreal. Great job in transition. Great job finding Hudson. Good on him to get to that open area. And like, I don't personally think that Gallagher had too much to do with the goal, but if you look around the league and you look at the precedent being set right now, how are you not challenging that? How are you not looking at that and saying, like, this is even close to 50-50? You've gone and taken like a bump into the goaltender. Why are you not challenging? Again, like, mistake, and it starts at the fucking coaching staff here with these guys. I mean, actually, it doesn't, but, like, these guys are right there in the mix of people who should be heavily criticized for decisions. And I mean, like, look, I talked about it going into this game, and I'm going to stand by it here right now. I'll just pull up the box score, but, like, I said this on the game preview. I could not believe that Jacob Quillan was the guy that was taken out of this lineup for Sammy Blais. I have no issue with Sammy Blais being the guy to go in there tonight. He's from Montreal, hometown, family gets to see him play. He was waived by them, or not picked up by the Montreal Canadiens through the preseason. Okay, Toronto grabs him. They bring him in. All right, here's your revenge time, family, blah, blah, blah. You get an opportunity. I got no issue with that. It's a guy who's hungry. He plays hard, whatever. Fuck it. Like, where can this go from here? Play. You sit Jacob Quillan in this game? Like, Jacob Quillan, the guy who came up here and played with heart, with effort, and was full of intensity and passion. He was at least fast. He had speed. He had feet under him. He had some skill. He was playing hard. He was in on the forecheck. Like, this guy was involved in every battle, every shift. He was bringing something to the table. I know he wasn't playing a lot. I know Craig Berube wasn't showing the most trust in him. But then you look around this lineup and it's like Matthias Michelli, Max Domi, Dakota Joshua, even Nic Robertson, who's fallen off a cliff a little bit over the last couple of games. They all get to stay in. Everybody gets to play. They all get to stay in. But Jacob Quillan, who has some energy, and you're looking at a team that has no fucking speed to them right now, and then you take out the guy with fucking speed? Like, that's a before the game decision that you're fucking hankering yourself, that you're taking yourself down a notch. What are you doing? And then you watch the power play, and it's like, Morgan Rielly, nice guy. Love what he's done for the city. I'm fucking done. $7.25 million to watch that guy? I don't give a flying fuck what pace he's on point-wise this season. I do not care. He is a detriment on the back end defensively. He is causing you nightmare after nightmare after nightmare. And I am sick of this conversation of you need to get him the right guy. You need the right partner. You need the right person to play with them. Fuck that. You make $7.25 million. You figure it out. At some point, it's not everybody else's fault. It's not everybody else who's the problem. It's you. You are the problem. You are the black hole that everybody plays with, and their fucking underlying metrics go through a fucking sinkhole when they play with you. How is this possible to be this far into this guy's tenure here, watching him and being like, well, we got to find him a partner. Fuck the partner. You figure it out. I don't know if he's just playing in the wrong spot. I don't know if we just are paying him too much or what it is, but with Morgan Rielly right now, it is a nightmare to be watching this guy go out there, shift in and shift out, and having to fucking deal with this. Like, he is a complete and utter disaster defensively on the back end. He has no physicality. Every now and then he shows up and brings some intensity. Like, I get that. There are certain moments you could point to of him jumping in and fighting or sticking up for somebody, but like, he's not a big physical player who's going out there and finishing checks or making guys pay for it or making guys feel it. Like, he is just not involved at all. He is just not right now. And like, you're watching this guy go back there, and it's like, you read the conversation over and over, and it's like, well, he needs a partner. No, he doesn't. He's got to play better. And like, to bring this back around to what I'm talking about with coaching decisions, like, playing him in the leverage situations that you're playing him the matchups that you're playing him in is a complete and utter mistake on its own. And then I cannot personally justify putting Morgan Rielly on the power play over Oliver Ekman-Larsson. I get where we're looking at Morgan Rielly. He was on pace for 68 points. He's on pace for this. He's on pace. He is telegraphing every play. He is telegraphing where he's skating with the puck. He's too slow. He doesn't have the shot back there to be this threat from the blue line. Like, Ekman-Larsson, at least, he's a guy who can at least feather pucks through to be like dangerous shots in dangerous areas. You saw the one Nylander tipped off the post. You saw the one that was put in tight. You see the plays Ekman-Larsson makes where he can carry the puck up the ice. He can get in across the blue line. He can take the puck in past the top of the circles in the offensive zone. Like, he's at least got that to his game. Morgan Rielly just doesn't. He's got drop pass, turnover. And it's like, you can't get in the zone. And then when he does get in the zone, it's like, the effort to keep pucks in lacks. Like, the amount of times you watch a shot go and the rebound's coming and you're like, this is out of the zone because Rielly can't get across to get the puck. And it's so often. Puck comes back to the point, it's bouncing, misses it. Back into the neutral zone, regroup. Take 45 fucking seconds to get back into the offensive zone because you can't find a way to regroup and get in with transition. I don't want that guy on the power play anymore. You've tried it year after year after year after year after year, and it's not worked. So get him off. I can't do it with watching him anymore. Like, my brain is breaking watching these guys go out there over and over and over again and being like, it'll figure itself out. No, it won't. When the team was really good, this was a problem. When the team's fucking shit like they are now, it's a fucking problem. Make some changes. Like, I can't watch this fucking guy roll out there on the power play anymore. And like, the Quillan shit. I mean, you scratched the guy and you played Sammy Blais for 9 minutes and 39 seconds. You played Dakota Joshua. I can't even fucking find it here. 14 minutes and 11 seconds. What did Dakota Joshua do for you tonight? He had 2 hits. Like, you're in there in the one opportunity to go with Jack-Eye. Now, I know they kept saying it on the broadcast. He's got to go. My pushback on this is, they're like, oh, he's got an opportunity. My pushback on this is Jack-Eye, rightfully so, should not take that fight. They're up 3-0 in the second period on home ice. Why is Jack-Eye going to give the Leafs any opportunity at any momentum? He's not taking that fight. So, like, that's out of the window. But what you can do is you can go in and you can fucking play hard. You had 2 hits on the night. You're supposed to be this physical, heavy team. You're supposed to be hard to play against. You're supposed to be heavy on a forecheck and cause problems. You don't do that. You took out Jacob Quillan, who in the past couple of games has been one of the highest hits total leaders on the fucking Maple Leafs in each of those games. You took him out, and Dakota Joshua has 2 fucking hits tonight. Like, yeah, I get that it's like nitpicky and kind of bullshit to be like, well, you had 2 hits, but like, you did nothing else. You had 0 goals, 0 assists. You're a fucking -2 on the night. Where's the physicality? Isn't that what you're here for? And then at the end of the game, Arbor Jack-Eye, like, you chase, like, I mean, credit to Jack-Eye. Like, I can't even be mad at the guy at the end. Dakota Joshua follows him all the way down with 10 seconds left. What the fuck else are you doing? Like, what else are you doing if you're following the guy down like that? You are there to do one thing. You're there to piss the guy off. If you're losing 5-2 with 10 seconds left on the fucking clock, you are obviously doing something. And then you get down there and you're surprised that he wants to go. You gotta fucking go. Find it in you. I don't care if it's late and pathetic. I don't care if it's game over and it's fucking embarrassing. He was ready to go. Why aren't you? It's fucking embarrassing from these guys. They have no fight, no battle, no pushback, no nuts, no heart, no nothing. They've been these group of cowards since the first day they got here. They were babied and bubble wrapped, and it's fucking over. Like, how do you just have no fight? Honestly, man. Like, Joshua, how in the flying fuck are you doing that at the end of the game? And you're watching a guy like Jacob Quillan who gets taken out of the lineup, who at least had some sense of fucking like energy and push and fight. And then it's just like, just put these fucking gutless, neutered cowards in there who don't do shit. Michelli, Domi, nothing tonight. McMann, Laughton, and Lorentz, I actually thought was a good line. If there's any fucking positives tonight, I thought they did well on the forecheck, but it's just like, you keep these guys in, you give them an opportunity to go, and then you just don't. Like, you have no fucking fight. That entire second period was one of the most pathetic periods of hockey I've watched these fucking goofs play in 10 years. You started this game with intensity. You started this fucking balls to the wall. And then the second Montreal scored, you just said, that's it. Thanks for having us. We're going out on the town later tonight. What the fuck are you doing? You've lost 7 of your last 8. You're not in a position to do that. Grow the fuck up. Brad, the solution is no longer in the room. Unless the solution is Gavin McKenna, it's no longer in the room. They've got enough talent to make the playoffs, but they don't have enough fucking heart in there to do it. This is pathetic from this group. Pathetic. And this is who they are. This is their identity. This is who they've been year in and year out. And by the way, like, I'm sick of reading all of these guys on fucking social media right now being like, this is what Leafs fans wanted. This is what they've got. Shut the fuck up. No, it's not. All Leafs fans wanted was for this team to stop getting bullied. All they do is get bullied. Playoffs, bullied. Boston, bullied. Florida, bullied. Tampa, bullied. Montreal, when we lost to them, bullied. Columbus, bullied. Bullied. Every single fucking series, every time anything gets tough, all they do is get bullied. All Leafs fans wanted was for this team to stop getting bullied. Have some pushback. Have some fight. Stick up for each other. Play like a team. Yeah, the guys they brought in might be slow, whatever, heavy, blah, blah, blah. They do not play like a team that loves each other, that has any intensity, any guts, any passion, nothing. When the going gets tough, these guys fuck off. And they've done that for 10 years. All anybody wanted in this city was to have some pushback, have some insulation around your superstars that could be these guys who would just bring it and be able to fight back and be able to push in these late game situations when things get hard and all of a sudden you got to fucking dig deep and you're down a goal or you're up 1 and you got to fucking really battle. Or when Boston starts ramming it down your throats and burying you with checks and burying you with physicality. Or when guys go in front of your goaltender and give him a little jab. Are you going to stick up for the guy? These guys don't even do that. Like, if they did that and then they were just bad, I would be like, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, sure, you're right. There are so many other teams that have these guys who help you not get bullied, and yet they can play hockey. And they fucking stick up for each other. They fight. They are physical. They are punishing. And they can play hockey. They seem to have brought in all the wrong guys. And they seem to do it year after year after year. It's not in the room. It's not in that fucking room. You gotta fucking reevaluate this shit. And I'm so fucking tired. I'm so fucking sick of these people saying, you got what you asked for. Nobody in the world asked for this. All people wanted was for this group to finally start playing as a team and finally fucking play with some intensity. Not get bullied. Don't get bullied. That's it. Don't get bullied. They just found a way to bring in guys who get bullied and are fucking slow. How did this happen? Like, how in the flying fuck did this happen? Stephen DeRoy, is it possible, Zach, that you have two factions in the dressing room? I don't know. Like, I keep hearing... Look, I'll put it this way. I keep seeing these clips of these guys being like, tight dressing room, you know, these guys are really close, these guys are tight. And then I don't see it. Guys get hit, guys get slashed away from the play, guys get thrown into benches, guys get run, goaltenders get run, guys get fucking hammered behind the play. Nothing ever. And I'm not saying I want this team to be the goddamn Charlestown Chiefs, but like, you watch the Tampa Bay Lightning. Watch the Florida Panthers. If somebody as much as sneezes on Andrei Vasilevsky or Sergei Bobrovsky, you're like centimeters away from having a fucking bench clearing brawl. There is 5 guys swarming like a pack of hyenas getting ready to fucking not just like push the guy and be like, hey, don't do that again, which is what this group does, but like Tampa, Florida, Colorado to an extent, Dallas, it's like, you're not fucking doing that. You're not touching our guy. We're going to rip your throats out, and then we're going to fucking split you open and spread you across the ice because fuck you, and we're going to send a message, and then we're going to spit on you. And then it's like the Leafs are like, hey, buddy, like, don't do that. Don't go near my goalie. Don't go near my goal. Don't touch my goalie. Fuck you. It's fucking pussy shit constantly with these guys. There is no fucking battle. Watch the video. You want to see a team. Watch the video of Craig Berube handing out the fucking player of the game or whatever the hell that shit was to John Tavares, or where he points it out and then Michelli gives it to Tavares after he makes that play against St. Louis to Rielly, who passes it to Nylander for the OT winner. The group's like, yeah. Nice. And then you watch the Washington Capitals when they win that game the other day against Montreal, by the way, and then Dylan Strome had to miss the game because his wife had a kid. And it's like the group is jumping around, hugging each other, celebrating. Like, I get their teams in different positions, and it's a little bit more dark with what the Leafs are dealing with right now, but it's just like these guys are just a bunch of guys who go to work for the same company. The other teams that you see that win and are successful are like a family. Like, these guys love each other. They would kill for each other. The Leafs just don't have that. Like, they do not have that. And that is the one thing that, like, breaks my goddamn brain. And it's been this way for a long time. It's not enough talent, too much talent, not enough speed, too much speed. It doesn't matter. If this is the construction of the group, you are never going to win with these guys. We got a bunch of super chats. I went on a heater of a rant to open this thing up. 25 minutes of a rant. We got a bunch of things I want to get to here. I mean, I can't. I'm looking at the fucking box score, and I'm just looking at guys in here, and it's just like, I'm thinking about just like the beginning of this. Like, you didn't play Jacob Quillan so that you could play Calle Yarncroke and get 0 goals, 0 assists, -1, 0 shots on goal, and 1 hit. That's why he played. Like, Lorentz at least had 4 shots on goal and a hit. Michelli, 1 assist, 1 block, 0 hits, 12 minutes and 42 seconds. McMann, 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 points, -2, no penalties, 2 shots on goal, 1 block, 2 hits. Sammy Blais, 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 points, -1, 9 minutes and 39 seconds, 1 hit. Like, is there a like rule for the Maple Leafs? Like, you come here, you're not allowed to play hard? Now, how do you quit down 1 fucking goal? You gave up 1 goal and you just called it quits. And I see comments, by the way, like Joseph Pantalon. Do you miss Marner now? Marner's doing great in Vegas. No. Everything that I just said about this team, Marner was a significant piece in developing this fucking nightmare that they have. Oh, and by the way, he's got just as many points as Matthew Nyes and less than Tavares and Nylander. So I don't know where this whole like, oh, he's thriving there. He's doing well. There's guys here who are doing better than him. And by the way, this team, higher goal scoring than what was happening last year. He was a part of the problem about what was going on with the character and the identity of this group. And none of that has changed. Super chats. A lot of them. Some big ones. Before I get to super chats, a couple quick reminders for people. First of all, make sure to hit that subscribe button, Leafs Nation 401, right here on YouTube. Post-game reactions, every Leafs game, all season long. Whether they're games like this, if they are good games, bad games, boring games, sad games, I don't fucking care. We'll be breaking it down right here on the channel. So make sure to subscribe here, Leafs Nation 401, right here on this YouTube channel. As well, if you guys are interested in listening on podcast platform, you can find us, the Leafs Nation After Dark, wherever you get your podcasts. For every 50 likes here on the postgame show, we will do the smelling salts, and I see we have hit the 50 mark, so I'll get to that shortly. But before I do, we do have to do some super chats. Our super chat charity partner this season is Sick Kids. Proceeds from our super chats do go to Sick Kids charity, and already so far on the show tonight, over $100 to Sick Kids right now. Proceeds from our super chat do go to Sick Kids. Remember that. So you want your question or your comment read on the show, I will read and discuss anything and everything that gets sent in here throughout the course of the show via a super chat. Let's start with Maxentius Decimus, who's saying, I'm not saying Boo earns, this team sucks. This team does suck. And it's not just like the talent and the players accumulated. It's the way they play. No heart, no guts, no intensity. Like, they just quit. Like, that's the problem. If you are capable of quitting in a game, you're like, there is no shot of success ever. 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 And that's who these guys have been for years. You're just seeing it now more than ever because you brought in some guys who don't help you skill your way out of it. Like, now you just have guys who are just, like, not going to be able to skill through it. They probably help you if you could get to the playoffs, but, like, you don't have the makeup in there to be able to be like, let's dig down and fucking battle through this one. It was 1-0, and you called it quits. They were playing well tonight in that first period until, like, 12 minutes in, Montreal scores, game. That's it. Done. Whenever the first goal was. Might be getting it wrong on that. But whenever that first goal was, that was it. They just called it off. I'm realizing I'm scrolling the wrong way. When was the first goal? 7:48 left. Yeah, that was it. And then they just shut it down. 6:27 left. Noah Dobson goal. That was game. 2 super chats from Nic Robertson with the Oilers logo. I'm thinking Rick's a troll here, but nonetheless, thanks, Rick. Maxentius Decimus with another super chat. I hate Michelli and Joshua. Shut up and take my money. Thank you for the super chat. Proceeds from our super chats do go to Sick Kids Charity, so thank you guys for that. And then, yeah, I mean, I said my shit about Joshua. I don't see what Michelli does. Like, I'm done with that as well. Another one here from Chad Doyle. Chad, thank you for the super chat. Chad says, Zach, 100% right, 100%. Well, thank you. I'm appreciating you agreeing. Mike Fami says, Zach, let's just hope Keith Pelly has seen enough of this embarrassing team and puts the pressure on Tree Living and Berube. Yeah, I mean, like, my concern is, what are you going to do here? And is the answer something drastic because you think you can save this team? Because I don't know what there is to do that could save them. Like, I don't know where you have to go that can save them. The answer to me would be trying to find a way to retool right now and figuring out if you can, like, move off of pieces such as a Morgan Rielly, such as your Domis, maybe trying to figure out if you can just get rid of Michelli here, whoever it may be, that you can start to dish off and retool and maybe give some other people, other kids opportunities and figuring out what you've got and just start to retool here. Like, you don't have too much that you can do with Matthews, with Tavares, with Nylander, and to be honest with you, Tavares and Nylander, I'm more than happy to keep. It's other pieces around them that you got to start to figure out. So let's start. Like, Easton Cowan, here for the long haul. Danford, you want to see that guy through and give him an opportunity probably in the next year or so. But it's pieces around. Like Morgan Rielly, done with that. Done. He's been here long enough. You've seen him long enough. What else is there to learn? You should know by now what he is. Max Domi, you know by now. Prague's fucking having a jammer right now hearing that we want to get rid of Max Domi. But, I mean, what more is the guy going to do? He's played for every fucking coach, every GM, every team in the goddamn National Hockey League. Everybody knows what he is. There's no showcasing the guy. It's not working. Let's move on. We also have a massive super chat here coming in. And I want to make sure to read this one because it's a huge one. I know people in the chat were getting pissed at him earlier, but PSF1, $100 super chat. Thank you for that massive super chat that came in. PSF1 says, sending this for the kids and because I want to hear from Prague. Go Bees. I mean, I can't even talk shit. You sent $100 in. So thank you for sending $100 in. I'm certain Prague will want to call in and talk about why Max Domi having more ice time would have changed the results of this, but I'll open up the lines in a second. I want to read some of these quotes coming out from Craig Berube right now because some of this is like driving me nuts. I don't think that where the team is at right now is to fully blame Craig Berube. Like, I just don't think that that's fair. I think it lets the guys off the hook. But some of these quotes that we're seeing right now, like, my head's going to explode. Talking about the challenged goal, players coming back, like, let's just start. Like, let's go to Masters Twitter and and start reading. I mean, shout out Mark Masters for getting these quotes post game here, but I want to kind of dig into some of these. I don't know if people give a fuck, but I just want to give my reaction on this as well. By the way, actually, before I do the tweets, note there's a lot of new people watching right now here on the channel. There's about 600 viewers right now. Hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel. Leafs Nation 401 right here on YouTube. Whether this team is doing well, if this team is fucking awful, whatever is going on, we're going to be right here on this channel breaking everything down all season long. So jump in the chat, call into the show, give your thoughts. I want to hear what you guys think and how you guys feel about this team and about what they should do and about what they have done, all of it. I want to hear from you guys. But about 600 people watching. And a note, if you like the stream, we do smelling salts for every 50. So 50, 100, 150, 200, blah, blah, blah. All the way on, we will do it. 600, if we get to 600, I will do it whatever amount of times that is. 12 times. Why not? Who the fuck cares? What are we even doing here? I mean, it's just fucking... It's torture watching the team. It's torture talking about the team. It's torture listening to the team. It's fucking torture doing the smelling salts. Fuck it. Why not? Like, let's just run it up. Run up the fucking score. Like the stream. Get us to 600 fucking likes. Here's the first smelling salts for the first 50. Thank you. There you go. Fuck. Stupid fucking team. Oh, my God. Oh. Let's read some of these fucking quotes. Fuck. Okay. First one. Decision on not to challenge the goal. This is the one I wanted to hear from. It was a tough one, says Berube. Stecher kind of spun him and the shot was already off. Woll probably wouldn't have got there. It was close. It was a tough one. I don't know, man. Maybe people disagree with me, but your team is fighting for its fucking life right now. How are you not just like throwing shit at the wall and trying to scrap your way out of it and being like, fuck it, let's give this a shot? Like, if you look at this and you say, probably wouldn't have got there, it was close, it was a tough one, throw the fucking flag. Challenge it. Like, I'm not going to play the video because I can't full play the video, but pass goes across. So that's where the pass goes across. Look at where Gallagher is. Blue paint. Gallagher in Joseph Woll's kitchen. I know this is tight. And I'm not trying to take this away from Montreal. Like, I'm not trying to say this is not a goal, but like, challenge it. What we're getting from the NHL feels very inconsistent. The only rule of thumb seems to be if the guy is in the blue, it's no goal. The guy's in the blue. You're at least getting a shot. Boston, offside, don't challenge it. 3-2, game over. This one here, 1-0, don't challenge it. Team quits, game over. You might as well have fucking challenged it. They scored a minute later anyways. Why not challenge it? And like, again, I know the shot's off pretty quickly there, but Gallagher is in that fucking paint. Right leg in. That, to me, is challengeable right then and there. I'm challenging that. I'm challenging it. I get it. It's not like Woll is like guaranteed to get across, but he's trying to push from that right foot. He's trying to push across the ice. Gallagher's in his way. You could at least say maybe. And to me, with where you're at right now, fuck it. Why not? But there's the first one. I see that there's people joining to call in. I will get to these people as well. The link to call into the show is pinned to the top of the chat. Keep this like respectful, I will say, but if you want to vent, I'm here swearing. Like, I'm here letting it all out. You want to vent, you want to get mad, call in. You don't like what I'm talking about, you disagree with me, you think this team is still good, call in. I want to fucking hear all of it. Call in. call in. Link is at the top. You don't have to come video on the show. You just call in. You give your thoughts. You can rant and fucking leave if you want. You could debate me. I don't care. Call into the show. Over 600 people watching. Shout out to everyone watching. But for fuck's sakes, this team pisses me off. Joseph Woll pulled after Habs score. That Masters tweeted that earlier. He tweets in a reply, and I'll give my thoughts in a second. Craig Berube, I'm pulling Joseph Woll. We were just giving freebies to him. I just said I had enough. But waking up team or saving Woll's energy, both. We're down a goalie already, so both. I have no issue with the pull. It's a mercy pull on Woll. I thought Joseph Woll was playing fucking awesome to that point, and until that fourth goal, which... a little cheeky one. Maybe he could have had it. It's short side high. But regardless, if it's not for Joseph Woll, it's probably like 6-0, 7-0 for Montreal based on the way that fucking second period was going. Like, that was an atrocity. Atrocity of a second period. To come out that flat, that pathetic, that flat-footed. How in the fuck did you get to this point? How do you come out when you have lost 6 of your last 7 and you have a chance, a fighting chance in hell, only down 2-0 to be like, let's find a way out of this. Let's claw back. And then you just fuck off like the way you did in the second period? Are you kidding me? That's unacceptable. You cannot be making their life that easy. That is an electric barn with a team that is hungry, is pissed off, had lost 5 in a row coming into this, and was like, fuck this, rivalry night, take it to them. Six and a third. Zach, your tone is tiring. Watching this fucking team is tiring. Watching this bullshit is tiring. What the fuck is tiring about the tone? How is this not how you feel? Are you watching these guys fucking getting their shit pumped with your hand in your pants like this is fucking awesome? What are we watching? In what sense could you be watching this team being like, this is fine, I'm okay with this? Watching this team and being okay with this is what got them to first round exit. That's what it is. It's okay with mediocrity. That's what you are. That's fucking tiring. Your fucking tone is tiring. Your mediocre ass fucking tone and accepting mediocrity is fucking tiring. That's what's tiring. You're tiring. Fuck. This team is tiring. What else did Berube say? Craig Berube on how Leafs can turn this around. Masters Twitter is just getting abused, but he's the one who's fucking tweeting this out, so I'm going to power through this. How the Leafs can turn this around. Obviously, getting some people back in the lineup, that will help. But until we decide to dig in and play the right way for 60 minutes on a consistent basis, it's going to be hard to pull yourselves out of anything. I think you've done it 3 times. I think you've done it 3 fucking times. So, it's not like we're like close and you haven't done it like quite yet. You haven't done it. Like, you've done it maybe 3 times. And I'm not even going to confidently say 3 full times. You fell asleep for about 6 minutes against Columbus. They scored a couple of goals in that period. St. Louis, if it was really a full 60, you're probably not going to OT. You get it done beforehand. Again, step in the right direction, win the game, happy with that. Still, those are the closest ones to 60. The other one was the game against Utah. You're like 3 games of this many fucking games, and you're like, you got to put together a full 60. Once, like, you're just scraping by. Jake McCabe out. What else is there? There's one other quote. Craig Berube on the Habs taking over in the second period. This is the other one that I wanted to get to. Can't lose all the momentum because they scored a couple goals. We're a veteran team, and it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable, and it's on me too. It's on all of us. The veteran team, that shouldn't happen. Again, this is not solely on Craig Berube and the coaches. There's a lot more that needs to, not a lot more blame that needs to be dealt out before you get to Craig Berube. Bringing the guys in that you did, the guys that you brought in, not playing with the intensity that they were brought in to play with. Those are massive issues, first and foremost. But Craig Berube should be on the hook here pretty decent, because he has not done nearly enough to help this team out here. And I think one thing that we realized, or should have realized from last year, was that Berube seems to be a motivator. And then he brings in other guys around to be X's and O's guys. It seems like when the guys you have that are X's and O's guys are okay and not great, like what Lane Lambert seemed to be for the defensive side, and then things start to go in the wrong direction, then that whole motivational thing gets lost, and it gets lost quickly. Like, it just seems to disappear. Let's get to some of these callers. First caller of the night, let's welcome him into the show, Scott Thompson. Scott, do I got you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. How are you?
I could be a lot better. I'm not even going to fucking try to play this one off, Scott. I could be a lot better. How about yourself?
No, I'm fucking frustrated, man. I mean, it's just more of the same. I'm agreeing with a lot of things you're saying, but I think the chat's wrong about Berube. I mean, I don't think the Berube style is the issue. I think the bigger issue here is Tree Living and the mistakes that he made in the offseason. It's not working out at all.
I think that's fair. But the only counterpoint would be, I think it's a combination of errors. But Scott, I'm with you. I think that it's this team can't play the Berube style. I think the Berube style might not be perfect in general. I think this team can't play the Berube style, and he's still trying to hammer it into them, which is an issue on his end. And then it's an issue on the other end, where Brad Treliving brought in these guys who can't seem to find a way to play that way. I mean, unbelievable. I look at Dakota Joshua. This was my breaking point game for him. You had an opportunity to stay in this lineup when a guy like Quillan gets taken out for Sammy Blais to play, and I wasn't that happy with what Dakota Joshua had done. I know what he did in Vancouver. I know the intensity he can bring. I know the energy he can bring. We heard it from a lot of people from Vancouver that he's a guy who could come in here and he could be hard to play against, bring some intensity, bring some effort, be hard on the forecheck. Where is that? Where is that? And I just look around, and it's like these guys don't play that way. Berube's brain's breaking. True Living brings these guys in. They don't seem to want to play that way or be able to play that way. It's a fucking mess all the way around, Scott.
Yeah, it's like the Bermuda Triangle of shit, to be honest. You got the effort. I mean, it wasn't there even when the roster was healthy. Then you got the coaching strategies. Then you got the management roster. Berube, I like his style, and you're right, it isn't perfect, but it worked last year, and then this year I find that his lines are just not hitting for me. That's one thing I like to look at. It's I don't know what's available for trades and whatnot, but I can sit here and think in my head, okay, who's going to work on lines? And I think most of us can. And it's the other night we see Robertson does well with Tavares and Nylander. Then the next game he's done, he's back with Domi, which we know doesn't fucking work. And
Never.
Cowan looks great. We're okay, now that's another option. Then the next game we see fucking Yarncrook there. It's what the fuck was the point of that?
Yeah.
It's just mind-blowing.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I like taking Cowan and putting him into the top six if he, or I like taking Robertson rephrase this. Let me fucking start again. I don't mind taking Robertson out of the top 6 / off the first line if it's Cowan in replacement, because I think he's looked really good. But then when you look down at the sheet and you're like I do the game preview here on this channel, and I'm like looking at Daily Faceoff going, Calle Järnkrok first line right wing, and Nic Robertson's playing with McMann and Domi. Obviously, that changed it a little bit. But then you go and like Cowan's playing with Laughton and Lorenz. So like, what in the fuck are we doing? Now, mind you, it changed during the game where Cowan goes up and plays at the first line. But like, to allow yourself to start the game with Järnkrok on the first line, it's just, what the fuck are we doing, Scott? Like, how are we making these mistakes, man? Like, everybody in Leafs Nation right now knows not to be putting Calle Järnkrok up on the first line, let alone on your first goddamn power play, and yet there he is on both back-to-back games.
Yeah, the power play pissed me off even more, to be honest. I was shocked when he was out there both times. But the other thing you're saying is the Quillan shit. It's like, Quillan looked great. I mean, he had that one breakaway where he didn't shoot, but that's not enough to drop him out of the lineup. It's like, we know Domi's not working at center. We know Lorenz, the other night, he had a great night on center on the fourth line. He can play. Why not have Tavares, Laughton, Lorenz, and Quillan up the middle? Well, until the guys are healthy. It's just...
No, I'm with you. I'm right there with you. I don't have too much to add to it because I beat on that drum before the game, and I did it a little bit here to start. It's just like, taking him out is one thing, and then like looking who he left in and where he's keeping guys is another. Like, again, how many times, Scott, like, if I were to ask you, actually, listen, just where is it that you would not want to see Max Domi play, like, in this lineup? Like, because to me, there's two things in particular individually that I would not want to see him do.
Honestly, I wouldn't want to see him in the center for sure.
One, yep.
Two, I probably... Here's the thing. I want to say, like, I wouldn't want to see him right now in the bottom 6 because he's not playing very physical. But then it's like, if Cowan is working out in the top 6, then I'd want him up there. But
right.
I don't know. It's like, where is the place for Domi? Like, I love him. I love the guy from London. I'm a big Domi fan. But, like, it's just like, fuck, it didn't work out, man.
Yeah, I mean, so Scott, what I was going to say is I don't want to see him playing top 6 right now because I think there's other guys that can play better than him. As you pointed out, one being Cowan, 2 would be Robertson. Those are guys I think can go in there. But, I mean, I don't want to see him play center. And as you said, as we've said here, you don't want to necessarily see him play top 6 when you've got other guys who can go past him. He's playing top 6 center. Like, it's just like we're parlaying the worst possible combination of all time, and it's just biting you in the ass. I don't know, man. Unreal. Like, there's some decisions right now to this point that are just becoming so glaringly obvious that it's like, I can't not be frustrated with Craig Berube and the shit that's going on. Scott, I do have other callers. I'm not trying to kick you off. I did enjoy this.
Good,
you're welcome to call back in anytime. So the line's open. You're welcome. I enjoyed this. Before I let you go, do you have anything else for me? Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before you leave tonight?
No, I think that's it, man. I think that's it. It was a good chat.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. Enjoy the rest of your night if you can.
Awesome. You too, man.
There you go. There's Scott jumping on here. I appreciate that. Scott from London, bringing some truth when it comes to Berube and the frustrations that are going on there. We did hit 136 likes, which means another set of the smelling salts. We're real close to the next set of doing it for the third time here. Still almost at 600 viewers for the show tonight. If you haven't already, I mean, again, just stressing this, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Subscribe, Leafs Nation 401. Send in those super chats. I'll read all of them. Here's another set of smelling salts. We get 150, I'll do more. Oh. There you go. Let's get to our next caller. Let's just not even waste any time. Let's get to friend of the show, someone who's very active in the chat, as you guys well know. Let's bring aboard our friend Samurai. Sam, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, buddy, I'm used to it at this point. I had a long conversation with my dad after work the other day about the Leafs, and like we've given up. Like even before this, and this was like that power play in the second period with the Canadians was just like the Harlem Globetrotters versus a random basketball team off the street. Like it was rough.
It looked like when you do parents versus kids, and it's like before the age where the kids are finally good enough to be able to like have some cardio and skate, and the
Mm-hmm.
parents can just kind of do whatever the hell they want. That's how it felt watching the Montreal Canadiens in the second period against the Maple Leafs. Sam, it was like mind boggling. Like there are times, Sam, where I watch this team and I'm like, wow, they're playing bad. That was a different level that second period, watching them get their shit run like that.
I'm just happy that they pulled Wool, honestly, because he didn't deserve that. He made the save like there was like a lane right across, and he just made an amazing kick out save. And after
Yeah, on
that, I was like,
Slavkovsky.
just save him, man. Just get him out of there. But yeah, it
I
was
so
wild.
frustrated. So fucking frustrated. I mean I'm with you though. Like I'm glad that they took him out. There's no point of leaving the guy in there for that misery. I haven't really talked about this that much, so I provide my thoughts on this, Sam. But like, the guy is in there giving you every opportunity he can, every opportunity to like find a way back in this game. You know, those two goals in the first period, I can't blame him for. You look at the one that's the Hudson backdoor. It's a bad turnover by McCabe. It's the D getting pushed all the way back in the zone. It's being very open so that cross ice passes can come through. It's Hudson finding a soft spot. Laurent's not picking the guy up. Him burying backdoor. Next thing you know, you're like, well, there's the first one. And rather than pushing back, a minute later, it's Montreal yet again pushing you back into your zone. Dakota Mermis makes a bad read. He steps up, and instead of stepping up and being in motion and attacking the puck carrier, he steps up and he just stops. Like that was what was wild to me, was like he stepped up and just like stopped. And then Slavkovsky passes down to Demidov at the side. Woll comes across for the back door. Not entirely sure where that guy is. And then he just dishes it back to Dobson, who rips the one-timer. And it's like, if there's a proper rotation or if there's trust amongst who your forwards are coming back or your D partner, that probably doesn't happen because Mermis probably is aware that there's Demidov and Slavkovsky, so he can't just step because now you're going to lose the guy at the side, and can at least play these guys who are in a 3-on-1 essentially coming down rather than trying to play Slavkovsky in the 1-on-1. And there's just no rotation of guys. There's nobody filling back in for support. Joseph Woll is just taking a beating out there. And then that whole second period, whether it was on the Montreal power plays, if it was on 5-on-5, he's just getting absolutely peppered with shots. And not just shots, Sam, high danger shots that he is finding ways to battle off. And it's just like, thanks for saving those, Joseph. Like, thanks for giving us an opportunity. They basically might as well have turned around and told him to go fuck himself with the way that they played in front of him tonight, because he did everything he could to help this team, and they did nothing for him in front of him. And it's felt like that for a while.
If not for him, man, it could have been 6-0 really fast.
Yeah, no kidding. 6-7 nothing. And you're looking at this thing being like it's over within 10 minutes of the second period. It felt like it was over anyways, but you at least had a chance when you look at the score and it's only like 3-0 still, or 2-0 early on. Like the way that they were playing, you would have thought it was 10 fucking nothing and it was time to leave.
No, I know they just gave up, and I do want to touch back on the Quillan thing because like this goes back to even last season at earliest. But I have a problem with how the Leafs management don't, it's like they don't trust their AHL guys to come up and actually like stick around for a little bit. And they don't ever really give them a look. Like
It's a fair point.
William Villeneuve, I can't say his name.
Villeneuve. Yeah.
There, yeah. He's played solid. He had 40 points as the defenseman last year. He's right-handed,
Yep.
36 assists. Alex Steves had 36 goals last year. These guys never get a shot. And even after what 1-2 games with Quillan, and like how much ice time you get, like 9 minutes, and then he's out the next game. Like they don't ever give their guys a look unless it's like Cowan or maybe Danford next year, but they don't give him a solid shake. And it doesn't, like, you don't see a single other NHL team do that.
Yeah, they seem to give these kids much more of an opportunity. I mean, you're bringing the guy with you. He's on the plane. He's on the road trip. He's out there in Montreal. I thought he looked good in the last 2 games that he played. And then, like, Sam, even to the point about giving them a chance, like, it would be disingenuous for me to suggest that he played so well he should have been given 12, 15 minutes in those games. Like, I'm not trying to suggest that, but
Right.
you want to talk about not giving an opportunity. Like, you look at the minutes after, and Quillan's played 9 minutes, 8 minutes, and it's like, he's not the reason that you're struggling in these games. He's looked good. You know, I talked about it. He played those 8-9 minutes in each of the last 2 games. And in both games, I believe he had like 4, 5, 6 hits, whatever the number was. Like, he's playing physical. He's hard on the forecheck. He's got good hands. He can get up and down the ice. And one of the biggest problems this team has right now is speed. Well, there's a kid that can skate. Why are you not giving him an opportunity to skate? That's like this, the decision making from the guy up top to what you've got with Craig Berube right now, and the decisions he's making is just it's a complete fucking disaster that we're seeing.
After last
there's
year,
no way to
I
put
didn't
it lightly.
think it could get worse, and it does.
It does. Sam, is there anything else for you here tonight that's bothering you about this team or from this season in general?
Man, they're very slow. They're the heaviest team in the NHL, and they never have any fight in them unless it's like after the game or when they aren't gonna, like, there's not gonna be any chance for a follow-up. So like end of the period, and they just don't ever bite with it too. Like, they don't make the other team pay. So it's like they're kind of just a joke. Like, the other team looks at them and kind of just like, yeah, okay, whatever, and on to the next.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I'll throw in, it's where I struggle, and I think you walk a fine line with some stuff, but the reality is, and what I said earlier, what's pissing me off with reading what people online are saying right now, is that a lot of the narrative is, this is what you asked for, this is what you get. This is not what Leafs fans asked for.
Man, the same thing would be happening in Game 7 of the playoffs if we still had Marner like this season. We'd make it to the playoffs, be a good team, top of the division maybe, but then Game 7 comes and another second round exit. What difference does it make? At least we had that cap space, and I say had because we brought in Michelli, Joshua, Woll, and like they don't change anything. It's the formula of the team has not changed. On paper, yes, they're heavier, they're maybe bigger,
but they don't play like it.
They're not exactly.
Yeah, and to just further that point, like, you can be slower. That's the thing I don't think people realize. Like, watch Florida; they're not like they're not slow, but they're not a fast team, quote unquote. Right? Like, they are not a fast team. But what they do is they make your life living hell to play against them. And they don't let you play fast. So they're not that fast, but they don't let you play that fast. They slow it right down. They make it like you're playing in mud. You don't win any battles easy against them. You don't win any net front easy against them. They're hard on the forecheck on you. Like, they play heavy. So you can be slower. You can be heavier, but you have to play that way. Like, you have to play to that style. And it seems like they're a slow team that wants to play a fast game while the coach is telling them they have to play a heavy game. Like, it's a fucking nightmare all the way around. Like, it's just like missing piece, broken piece, disconnected piece all the way through that just is like making this disgusting pit of shit that we watch on the ice every night. Like, it's just like the players are not built to play the way the coach wants them to play, and they don't want to play the way even they're built to play. So then they try to play this other style, and it's just like 3 different things that are all going on that creates a clusterfuck of bullshit that gets you a fucking loss like this to the Montreal Canadiens and losing 7 of your last 8.
It's
I don't
disjunction
know.
at the function, man. It's brutal. And I
Yes,
think it
it
was
is.
a Blues analyst talking about, or maybe he was, I don't remember. He was on the Kipper and Bourne show the other day, but he was talking about how after the St. Louis Blues won the cup, uh, after that, the team started to kind of fall apart and implode, right? They got worse progressively year after year. They made the playoffs once or twice with them, but it wasn't the same because apparently this is again that's what he said is that he goes a bit softer on the guys after that first year because the guys get to know him and stuff and they get used to it kind of thing. But what I don't understand is with like our bottom six guys how they don't have like the fear of God in them when they're out there, and like a Max Domi is like -11. He's like, all right, well, I'm second year now, I'm not going to get scratched, so I'm fine. Like
Yeah.
why isn't there some I don't know consequence?
No, I know. I'm with you. I mean, like, Max Domi, this is a perfect opportunity. You want Sammy Blais to play. Okay. Again, I don't think Sammy Blais comes into this game and makes a difference, personally. I don't think he's a guy that comes in here and changes the outcome of this game. We clearly saw that here tonight as well. I read off the minutes that this guy played. It's like, okay, we got to get Sammy in there. 9 minutes and 39 seconds. He played the least of all forwards on the Maple Leafs tonight. 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 points, -1, no shots, 1 block, 1 hit. Great. Okay, but whatever. You want him to play? I got no issue with you wanting him to play. I think this is a feel-good moment, an opportunity to make the guy happy and maybe feel like a little bit more committed going forward. The guy you took out was Quillan. Now, not to like go back to the whole Quillan thing, I'll leave that part alone, but like, don't you think tonight's an opportunity to send a message? Max Domi played horrendous on Thursday for the most part, and then the final thing he does is the nail in the coffin on the brutal play to give it away to the Columbus defender that then immediately results in him getting beat back the other way and Fantilli scoring the OT winner. Like, this is a perfect chance to be like, I want Blais to play. Let's reshuffle things because he has no fucking issue with putting different guys with different players and playing them in different spots. Like, he has no problem with the blender. So put Domi in the press box. Yeah. Or Dakota Joshua, you're not going. We want you to go. You're in the press box. Like, make a statement here. Putting Jacob Quillan in there, what the fuck is that doing?
Yeah, no, I'm at a loss for words, man. You're preaching to the choir, but for me, that's all I got to say. Let your other callers get a word in too. So,
all right.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you calling in here. Hopefully, you can find a way to enjoy the rest of your night. And I don't even know, honestly. I mean this with no disrespect. I don't even know if I look forward to having you call back in because if you do, like, it means we might be in this dark place again, yelling and screaming about the team. But I do always enjoy chatting with you, Sam.
Try to make it a positive one next time. Take care, buddy.
Perfect. There you go. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate Sam calling into the show. As he said, we do have more callers. So just going to get these set up here. Before I do, quickly in the chat, we have another super chat that I want to get to as well. I put up a poll and I want to know what people think. But next super chat here, again, reminder, proceeds from our super chats go to Sick Kids Charity. This one comes in from Mike Fammy. Can we please stop whining about Marner? Chat with Marner, this team would still be bad. I mean, like, if Marner had like 75 fucking points with Vegas right now and was like lighting the world on fire, I think it would be a much more fair conversation. But like, I would just say it's probably more or less the same. Maybe you have a couple more wins because you got a little bit more talent. When Matthews goes out of the lineup, like, Marner's still in it, so you still got that. Who knows? That's just a hypothetical, but appreciate the super chat. Let's welcome our next caller here to the show. He's been waiting patiently. I believe this is a first-time caller, so if he's not, he can correct me, but waiting patiently. I'm sorry to make him wait for as long as he did, but let's welcome to the show, Camden. Camden, how's it going?
It's rough right now, brother.
Rough to say the least. I think I've yelled for like 30 minutes straight, and I know that there's a part of me that just like looks like an idiot yelling and screaming, but like it's genuine frustration, losing my mind.
At least you're yelling to a camera and not at your wall in your bedroom. So
that is fair. I mean, the wall is behind the camera, but yeah, it is at least to that.
Fair enough.
It is to
I
that.
don't know. I mean, first of all, Big fan of the show.
Thank you.
And then before I touch on anything, Marner's on pace for 86 points, so I don't know what anyone's talking about. And then just to touch on what you said about Florida, it feels like they have a team that's bought in to the D zone, right? So they need to be fast because they have the energy to get on the forecheck when they get the puck back.
Good point.
This team, what bothers me is watching this whole cycle where the other team gets the puck, they gain the O zone with speed through the neutral zone, and then they have possession, they stop up, drive the net, cycle the puck, whatever, for a minute and a half while the Leafs sit there like their heads are cut off. And then when the Leafs finally get the puck back, they hit the red line and they're too fucking slow and tired to forecheck at all. So they just give the puck back, quick up, and the cycle continues. So little frustrated with that.
That's a good point. I mean, honestly, that's something I haven't really brought up here on the show as well. But like, it is a very good point. Like, people are getting tired of the whole dump and don't chase, as am I, which I mean, I'm assuming you are too, Camden. But and like, to the point is just like, I think it might have got you back there. I heard your audio come back through. But to the point, like, the one area that's killing them where it becomes that disconnect where it is dump and don't chase / dump and don't retrieve is when you're watching these guys spend a minute and a half in their own zone, when you watch them get hemmed in, get cycled the shit out of, not recover rebounds, not recover pucks in loose battles, when that happens, because this defensive zone is so weak, it's so porous, it just like, it makes it so easy for the other team to put you in your own zone where then you don't have that energy to go the other way. So Camden's bang on it. And like, to be honest, that's not really something we've brought up here. Shame on me for not, but I appreciate him for bringing that to our attention. And I mean, Camden, I know you probably just cut out there for a minute, but it looks like I got you back. Just kind of agreeing with you here that the whole concept of like dump and don't chase, it is an issue, but it's starting before you even get to center, as you just brought up. Like, it's too easy to enter your zone, and by the time you enter your zone, you're in there for 90 seconds, and everyone needs a change. Like, that's why there's no dump. That's why there's no retrieval. Well, you're like, I'm fucking tired. You're sending one guy in.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I mean that's why for the first most of the season we are getting outshot 20 plus shots a game because everyone's so tired once we get into the ozone. I mean, the first line, second line's doing their thing, but you know, I mean, I thought that Jacob Quillan should have 100% played tonight, especially when you got guys like Michelli, Domi, Joshua Yarncroke. Like, what are they doing, right?
Yeah.
They're just out there for cardio. So Quillan, I don't know, Quillan should have been in the lineup, and then also, when have we ever seen Joseph Woll as pissed off as he was tonight? Like, screaming at the ref.
Yeah, I know. And I think part of that is his helmet was off for like 10 seconds, which is also just like a nuts thing. I'm watching it being like, who the fuck is blowing the like, what are we watching? But I think part of that frustration that builds for him, even before that, is just being like, I am bailing you guys out and you're just fucking me. Like, what are we doing right now? And it's just building and building and building, and then his helmet gets knocked off, and he's still got to try and make a save with his helmet off.
Yeah, you know, it's it feels like it's something that's almost starting in the locker room, right? Because I mean, I've never seen Joseph Woll. He seems like this is the same guy that reads books, plays piano, and meditates all the time, right? So I don't know. And then also like Joshua's pathetic track down at the end of the game just to turn his back and turtle. Like, is this the same guy that forced Brady Tkachuk into a fight last year or no? Like, it's like he does not want to be there.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you, man. Like that. I know there's going to be people who look at this the wrong way, like people online who watch, not talking about the show, I'm talking about that clip, who watch that clip and they're like, oh, look at Jack, I like fighting this guy who doesn't want to fight. Dakota Joshua, if you've ever been in any, like, I'm not even talking about, like, you can take this out of sports. If you're on the fucking street and somebody comes at you like that and starts in the bar and approaches you like that, like, you better be ready for a fight. Like, Jack-Eye had every reason to believe he wanted to fight, and you're going in there against a guy who, guess what, loves fighting. Like, he is dying
with
for
you.
a fight here, and you come in like that. You gotta fucking fight, bro. You gotta fucking fight. You can't just stand there and be like, actually, no, I didn't. I just was trying to be tough. I didn't want this one.
Dude, I was just
Fuck
joking.
off.
I didn't think I didn't think you'd react that way, Arbor. But yeah, it's embarrassing at the end of the game seeing Struble and Jackeye laughing their asses off at how the Leafs just started a cuddle fest at the end of the game. Like every team knows they're soft this year. Like they got some big bodies, and for the second heaviest team in the league, what are you doing? I will,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of rambling here, but somebody needs to find Tree Living in the Sudoku cafe he's been hiding in the last month.
No, you're good. You're not rambling. I appreciate the rambling, though. Like, that's what this is all about. That's what this show is about. Also, I see people in the chat. Zach, have you ever been in a fight? Joshua isn't a fighter. You get in there, Zach. I have been in a fight. I have. I'm not a good fighter, but I fought. I knew I had to do it, so I fought.
Yeah,
I played
you're in there.
lacrosse. I fought in that. I fought twice in hockey. Like, I fought. I'm not saying I was good at it, but I fought. So I don't know what people are calling me out for on this one.
No, as long as you're in there, man, that's all that we ask for. And when people are saying, "Oh, this is what you wanted," no, we just want a team that isn't scared. Like you can just feel how scared they are. Why is Dakota Mermis our fighter in this game? One guy.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, that was a beauty fight. Like just head down, like old time hockey fight. But yeah, man. I don't know what we're gonna do. Optional skates as well are pathetic when you're 1-5-2 in your last 7 games.
Dude, I know. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I got so many topics, man, that I just I'll leave it at that. But holy.
Well, I'm happy to have you call back in anytime. I do have other people waiting, so I'll get to them. But Camden, one more thing. Do you got anything else before you leave? Leave us with one more. What else is grinding your gears right now? What else is pissing you off? Give me one more.
I just think, finally turning it on with 5 minutes left in the game, where they actually have possession. I know they pulled their goalie and whatnot, but you could just tell the effort was there. It's like, where was that? And then also, I'm with you go down 1 goal and the energy just dies. Like no one on the bench. Berube, I like the guy. I feel like he's lost the room a little bit. And you can just tell by their body language, and that's it. I mean, just being in dressing rooms. So I'll leave it with that. But I do want to say I ran into you at Calgary Stampede. Was it last year or year before? I said love the show.
Dude, you came on. I can see you. So for clarity, because I got the meeting set up in the back. I was like, I've seen this guy before, and I'm like, I don't know what it was. That's where it was. Okay. Yeah. Well, good to have you on here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, brother. I'll come back in. I didn't know you. I don't know. Like, I didn't know that you did this every time. Sometimes I'll hop and there'll be guys on the phone. I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah. You're welcome back anytime. That's right. I did. That makes so much sense. All right. Well, thanks for calling in here. I appreciate it. Good to see you again then.
Keep killing it, eh? Keep killing it.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Camden. There you go. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll get to a couple more callers we've got. That makes so much sense. I can see the callers, unless you have your video off, by the way. I can see the callers. There's people who come on here, no video. Like, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. I don't have to see you. You don't have to come on camera, whatever. But I see him, Camden, pop in. I'm like, this guy looks familiar. I'm like, oh, fuck it. I don't know. Like, maybe not. Like, and then saying that at the end, that's kind of funny because, yes, I do remember now meeting him at Stampede last year. 181 likes here on the postgame show. Make sure to keep hitting that like button. We still have over 550 people watching. If we can get ourselves to 250, I don't even know. Let's just get to like 300 likes. Why not? Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Leafs Nation 401 right here on YouTube. Doing these every game. Doesn't matter. Win, lose. Amazing game, terrible game. We're doing it here on the post-game show, so make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Here's the smelling salts, 150 likes. All right. Poll in the chat right now. Oh, poll in the chat. This comes 4 options. What do the Leafs do now? 180 votes right now. Keep liking and keep voting on the poll. First option, blow it up. Second option, fire Berube. Third, big trade to shake it up. Fourth, stand pat, they've got this. These are the results for the poll currently. Blow it up is in the lead at 49%. Big trade to shake it up at 24%. Fire Berube at 15%. Stand pat, they've got this in last at 13%. My thoughts on the poll before I go to the next caller. My thoughts on the poll would be first option, fire Berube. I think this has to be in order. Fire Berube 1. Again, you're kind of letting the players off the hook, but you fire Berube and you bring in somebody new. A new voice, a new opinion, a new set of eyes, however you want to approach it. Somebody in that room to maybe give across a new message and a new look on the group and see what happens. If you then get no response, your next option is not a big trade. It is not to stand pat. It is then to retool. I'm not talking blow it up, but I'm talking get pieces out of here. Decide this is not the year and start to recoup some assets, move guys out, and try again. Because this year is not going to be your year. And sometimes you might just have to come to that realization. Maybe you have to have a coach in here who could take over and just finish out the season, and he's not the guy next year. Maybe you come back at it with a new set of guys, a new coaching staff, a new whatever that comes in and takes over when you go out there and bring in some new people in the summer, in the offseason. But you have to go Berube first. I believe that. Like, I think you've reached a point here now. You've lost 7 of your last 8. You're on a fucking horrible run. This game tonight, like, think about this. This win against Montreal would have tied you with the Habs in points on the season. You would have been right there. Regardless of what we think about this team, like, Montreal goes into a 6-game skid. You at least can kind of look at that last 8-game stretch and be like, okay, like, it's been in the like the rear view. Let's move on and start to think of some new ways to approach this and we're okay. I think you gotta shut this down now. Berube out, Savard out, all the assistants out, new coaches, and then see what happens for like 10 games. Just like make it fresh. And then it's like effectively a blow it up, but like I'm not talking about trading Nylander, Tavares, Nyes, blah, blah, blah. Leaping Lanny Poffo says Leafs are never in this game though from puck drop. I disagree. I thought that they started really well, and then it fell off a cliff. All right, let's get to our next caller here on the line. He's a regular here on the channel. Somebody I'm happy to hear from all the time. Sometimes he's a calming presence for me when my head's exploding, and then I get to hear from him and just kind of evens things out. Even if he's pissed, he comes at it with a more soothing approach. Let's welcome to the show, Alex A. Alex, how you doing, brother? How you feeling after this one tonight?
I'm just frustrated, man. We talked about it the other day. I really wanted to beat these guys, and as you just mentioned, yeah, we started all right, and then after that 12 minutes, it was just brutal. So I'm frustrated. I'm not yelling and screaming. Someone else on the show was saying it earlier, one of your callers, that they're just like kind of just accepted it. And I'm still going to watch the team, and, I'm still a fan, of course, but, just frustrating, I just want to see them be better. It just shows some heart. Like, I don't know why, to me, like, Cowan's one of the guys I'm watching out there, and I feel like he has some of the most heart in the team, and I mean, it comes with a guy that just wants to game. He wants to play. Like he's dialed in. Like, I just think that's the kind of intensity guys need. And he's not a big guy and all that, but it's just frustrating to see with the other guys, passengers I'm watching out there.
I thought Cowan looked really good tonight as well. I know Prague's not going to be happy about that, but I thought Cowan looked really good. I'm with you, Alex. Let's just put this on you. Where do you go next? What's your next move? If you're Brad Treliving, what's your next move?
If I'm Brad Treliving, honestly, I think you got to look at. They've been talking about it on social media, some of the insiders and stuff. I'd look for a roster trade. Like they try and trade a few guys off your roster and get something else. Like I don't know what kind of trade there is out there. As the season continues to go on, there is going to be more players becoming available, right? Because some teams are going to want to change their own thing up, right? Like I don't know. Like I think it was Nick Alberga mentioned maybe Matthias Michelli for Bunting. I'd do that. But who knows if that's even something that could happen? That's just a reference trade. But like there's other guys, like I could see them definitely trading like Carlo, or like I don't think they get rid of Dakota Joshua. I don't think they're going to be able to. Not with that contract. Who else is there? I'm just trying to think of like, would they trade like a guy like McMann? I don't know. Robertson. I wouldn't trade Robertson, but that's just me. Like I don't know what they could trade realistically. Like I don't know. Do they package something up and try and get like trade maybe a bunch of guys and get like one or two, and try and maybe call up a couple Marlies like Quillan and some of the other guys? Like I think that'd be more exciting to see than this crap that we're watching right now. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, dude, I'm with you. I can't believe we're at this point.
Yeah, I'm talking about bringing up Marlies.
I know, but I get it. Like, and it makes sense. It's tough. And I think that where people need to kind of temper expectations, and I think to like support you on this and what you're saying is you're not bringing up Marlies because it makes it like helps you win. It's just fresh. Like you've got this
different
fucking
look.
Lifeless group. Yeah, it's a different look. It's a different approach. It's a different construct. It's just different.
Players
and I think that's what
hungry.
you need right now. Right, like Quillan,
Different
hungry.
energy
you
from
got
those guys.
Villeneuve maybe comes in hungry. Like you give these guys a chance. That's
Yes.
what I look at, and that's where I agree with you. I just have a problem. Part of it is like, I think that if the trade, it depends on what the approach to the trade is. So if the approach to the trade, Alex, is trade assets and pieces to go and get Alex
X,
Tuch
Y, and
because
Z
you
or
think
whatever.
that's the
Yeah.
savior, you're wrong. It's not. You're adding more shit to the pile and hoping that this one just changes the smell. And it's not gonna work the way that you want it to. And I'm not saying that because like I think Alex Tuch is shit. Like I don't. I think Alex Tuch is a very good player. I just think bringing him in here does nothing for the change of the group. Like you're basically taking him from one shithole to another and saying like, hopefully this changes things here. And it's like, no, it's not. It's not going to change things here. I would be more so looking at trying to offload pieces like your Max Domi, like your Dakota Joshua and Michelli and Carlo, and the big one is Morgan Rielly. That's the piece that I'm looking at more than anybody else and thinking it's time to move on from. You want to change the atmosphere and the environment. You already lost the one guy, which I think gets mixed in the shuffle here is the Leafs didn't choose to lose Mitch Marner for nothing. Brad Treliving was handed the keys to the car like 10 minutes before Mitch Marner was given a no move and that kicked into his contract. That was a terrible spot to be put in, and I think Brendan Shanahan didn't want to trade him anyways. So Brad Treliving comes in here. You can't trade that guy. Boom, no move kicks in, and now you're stuck with the piece. He tried to make a trade for one time that we know of that involved Mikko fucking Rantanen, who, by the way, is a dog, and Mitch Marner turned down the trade. Then the only option you're left with is getting to the summer, playing it out with Mitch Marner. Didn't work like it hadn't the previous 8 seasons. You get to the summer, and you make a trade for Nick Waugh. Now you're screwed. Like, now you've lost that piece for effectively nothing. If you at least got pieces back, it's a little bit different. The only thing you could do with it was get Nick Waugh. I think Nick Waugh's a good player, but, like, in hindsight, that looks terrible. Then you look down, and it's like, you're changing the culture and changing the identity and what you want from these guys there. There's one other piece that's been here longer than anybody. It's Morgan Rielly. And I'm not saying he's the reason for the culture, but he doesn't help you defensively. He's not like fucking Cale Makar offensively, or like Miro Heiskanen, or like these other offensive defensemen who can put up crazy points. And you could look at and be like, I don't care about what he does in the defensive end because he's so good offensively. He's not like that. And then he hurts you so badly in these situations. And when you're looking at this team struggle defensively, and then your highest paid defenseman is the worst defenseman that you have, you're in a bad spot. Like, you're just up shit's creek without a paddle. And I think it's time to move on from that piece and start to move those things out and start to make some changes. Calle Yarncroke, that's a guy who maybe has to go. Maybe you find a way out of the Dakota Joshua deal. But you start to look at these guys and start to move pieces off there. And maybe you can make a hockey trade with somebody. Maybe you can make a trade for some team who thinks that Dakota Joshua works for their group, and you can get rid of him, and then you bring in some other piece that can help you not win a cup, not make the playoffs, but a piece that is younger, maybe a little bit faster, and can help you down the line. Like, that's the direction I think you got to start looking in. But, I mean, I know you didn't bring it up. I start with Berube and see what you have out of the new guy for like 5 to 10 games. This is the best. By the way, for anybody who wants to keep track of a calendar and wonder how hard it is for them, this is the best opportunity they're going to have for a long time. They're about to go on a road trip, Alex, and the first game doesn't start until Wednesday. You're not playing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You play Wednesday. There's your break. Like, there's your chance to make a change. And I'm not trying to say this because I'm like doing a fuck Craig Berube situation, but like, you need something different. You need a fresh approach, and that's where I start before I start at the players, because maybe they figure it out and they just need some new life. You know, look at the Edmonton Oilers 2 years ago, the first year they went to the Cup, started terribly, went on that horrible streak, lost to San Jose, fired Woodcroft, brought in Nobla, went on a run to the Cup. I don't think the Leafs are that good. Like, I'm not trying to say they go to the Stanley Cup, and I know people always comment on the YouTube after and be like, you think they're going to go to the playoffs and win the Cup? No, I'm not saying that. The point is, maybe there's like some different life out of these guys, and then you could go and make your trade for Alex Tuch, and maybe that helps, but you need to change something before you can start to move those pieces. And I think that if you bring in a new guy and get new eyes and a new voice, after that doesn't work, then you can definitively make your call that this group just doesn't work and will never work. And then that's it. But until then, you're kind of just like leaving excuses in the air. Well, Craig Berube doesn't play them the right way. Well, Craig Berube does the wrong things. Well, Craig Berube, well. Okay, well, if he's gone, there's no more excuse. And you're entirely on the players now. If they don't figure it out, then let's move on.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, what I watched tonight, and not even just talking from the Leafs end, watching from that, like as a Leafs fan on the Habs end, seeing that something that we don't have, that we witnessed really early, like once the end of the first period, was their defenseman moving the puck. Something we don't have that ability, that slap shot ability on the power play with those guys at the point. And we're talking about, like, you brought up Alex Tuch as an example. I think the Leafs realistically just need to get like a true puck mover, like defenseman that can actually shoot from the point. Like, we have no threat like that. Like, we know what's going to happen when they're on offense, what they're going to do, what they're going to try and shoot, what kind of lanes they're going to look for. They know that there's never going to be a slap shot. And if it's going to be a slap shot, it's going 5 feet away from the net. Let's be real. So, like, I was watching my dad and I'm looking and I'm like, Noah Dobson, I'm getting scared every time he's getting that slap shot, because that thing might be going in the net. And the guy, what did he do? He scored 2 goals. Lane Hudson, another goal. Like they have good puck movers, and I'm not saying Lane Hudson's this mastermind defenseman at all, but it's what he does offensively that makes him a threat. Like, realistically, I think a guy in the defensive end, like a defender, like a left defender, right defender, whatever it is, really can drive play. And go look at Colorado. Go watch Makar play. Unbelievable. He drives offense. Obviously, McKinnon does too. Don't get me wrong, because it's Nathan McKinnon. But when McKinnon's not on the ice and Makar's on there with maybe the second line, Makar's driving that. Offense. So that's, I think, one of the biggest things for the Leafs. Obviously, buy-in and all that, for sure. But that is one of the most important things that I can't understand why some people think, oh, we lost Mitch Marner. He's the reason. No, It's not. We haven't had the space to try and get a number one defenseman, and now we don't have the actual draft capital because this organization thought we could win with Mitch Marner and these other three guys. So that's where the issue
Good point.
rises from years ago. I'm not going to talk about, I couldn't believe Prague the other night. Talk about Bozak and stuff like that. Like, that was crazy. I'm not trying to talk about Bozak and all that. But I'm just saying the fact of, like, we've had years and years that we've needed to change that. And like you mentioned, Morgan Rielly's got to go. I realistically think, looking at it right now, with just the statistics-wise, with points, it makes him a little bit easier to maybe deal. I'm not saying you're going to get a haul for him, but to get him out, I think is more possible than it was last year so far. I'm not saying he's a Norris-level defenseman. We all know that. But I'm saying, like, he's putting up points, which maybe a team like, I don't know, Vancouver or something might want. You never know. He's from Vancouver.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out
I know
ideas,
what you mean,
right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, maybe there's somebody that you can get that has, or maybe there's some team that's looking for a defenseman who can put up points or whatever. Maybe there's a situation where you have to retain some salary, but maybe you don't have to eat too much. It's just a little bit, and you can help somebody out. Maybe you get a third party involved. I don't fucking know, but maybe there's a way you could find a way around it. And it's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating, Alex. Anything else here for you tonight? I got another caller waiting who I could only assume is Prague, and I'm certain he's going to want to call in here and talk about why Max Domi should have got more minutes tonight. But before I get to him, is there anything else you've got?
One other thing I'd say, we talked about Easton Cowan. Like I said, thought he had played a good game. He said the same thing. Joseph Woll, feel for him. Rough, just amount of shots he had to face in a short amount of time. Started that second period. Like, I thought he was honestly the only chance we had to win, because like you said earlier, I thought it probably would have been like 6-0. Like, it was bad. And you know, I like, as much as everybody likes to pump up Stolars with how pissed off he gets, that someone mentioned earlier on here that was the most pissed off I've seen Joseph Woll, and that's saying a lot. To me, that shows a little bit of, like, what the hell's going on in this dressing room? Like, why is he that mad? Joseph Woll, like he was saying, your other caller, the guy that plays the piano and probably does hot yoga or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, he's just, like, he's not that guy. And, like, to see him frustrated like that, like, I felt for the guy. The guy just came off of his leave of whatever personal stuff he had going on, and he comes back into this dumpster fire. Like, how do you think he's feeling? He's like, damn, I'm playing on my head, and I still let 4 pass me because these guys are playing Timbits hockey in their own zone. Like, what is this? So, yeah, I just thought I'd say that. I feel for the guy, and, you know, I've liked his game since he's came back, and I hope he can keep it up, because he's realistically one of the biggest reasons we've even had a chance, other than today, in these games, to be honest, since he's been back. So, like, which, 100%. All credit to him. All credit to him. So, yeah.
Yep. I'm with you, Alex. I'm with you. All right, well, I appreciate you calling in here. Appreciate the thoughts on tonight's game. This team as a whole, what you want to do with the group going forward. It's always nice talking to you. I did bring up, you know, as frustrated as I get when you call into the show, a lot of times I can just kind of come right back down, because you'll be as pissed off at me, but you have a different way of going about it. So I am always grateful for that, Alex. Thank you for calling in here tonight.
Thanks, Zach. I appreciate the nice words. You have a good night.
There you go. There's Alex. Trying to have a good night. I was having a good night until I watched the Maple Leafs play. And then it all went to fuck. What a disaster. What a disaster. I did say we have another caller on the line. I guessed who it was. Who else other than our guy Prague to close out the show? We'll get to him in 1 second. Quickly here, there's some stuff I want to do, some housekeeping. First of all, first one that I want to do, proceeds from our super chat go to Sick Kids Charity, Maxentius Decimus. With the super chat, Max says, #now we tank. Fuck. Now we tank is a disastrous feeling to be on the postgame show talking about now we tank. Also, you want some comedy? Go on Twitter right now. What's happening? Trending in Canada. Babcock. Trending in Canada. That is how bad the Toronto Maple Leafs played tonight. and I know for fact that this has something to do with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Mike Babcock is trending on Twitter. Mike Babcock. Trending. We did also hit 200 likes here on the stream. We're almost at 250, so you guys keep liking. We'll keep doing it. Keep liking the stream. Keep subscribing here to the channel. Leafs Nation 401 right here on YouTube as well. You want to listen on podcasts? We're there. The Leafs Nation After Dark. You can listen to my show, Leafs Morning Take. You can listen to the boys. All podcasting platforms. Make sure to check that out. Subscribe to us there. Turn on notifications, auto downloads, all of it. Thank you guys for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Here's another set of the smelling salts. 4th time tonight, by the way. Oh, fuck. Sometimes it just cuts right through. All right. Those are the smelling salts. Remind you guys, like the stream, subscribe to the stream. Poll update, by the way, still 49% blow it up. 300 votes here tonight. Same results. Last time we had 180 votes. Now we have 307. Same results. Blow it up, 49%. Fire Berube, 15. Big Trade to Shake It Up, 24. Stan Pat, they've got it, 13%. Exact same results. Exact same results. Doctor 777 says, what does the smelly salts smell like? The smelling salts smell like if you were to jump into a freshly chlorinated public pool and you didn't prepare yourself and the water went straight up your nose into your brain. That's what it feels like every single time. I'm not kidding. Okay, let's get to him. He waited patiently. I had other callers. I saw him jump in. There was other people, and I said, this guy's got to wait till the end. And not because I want to make him sit and wait, but because I know sometimes you got to go out with a bang, and I know that this is what's going to happen here when we bring him on. I see in the chat, Prague is Leafs Nation. There was a $100 super chat earlier in the day that came in from PSF1 that said this is to get Prague on the show. I see Subazor says Prague is hockey Jesus. Mobius Trip says something that I think will not happen because I don't. If you know Prague, you know that this is not going to be happening. Mobius Trip says, Prague, keep it short, and for fuck's sake, don't bring up Boreas Salming. Highly unlikely. I feel like this is the man, if that is going to happen, to do so. Let's welcome to the show for Game 22 against Montreal Canadiens, Prague. How we doing tonight, my guy? Oh no, Prague, we got audio issues. I got no audio coming from you.
Can you hear me now?
There, I got you now.
First of all, Zach, I just always want to thank you for doing this for all of us suffering Leafs fans and hockey fans, because this is, yeah. And yeah, because I always watch, I watch like half an hour, 45 minutes into the game so that I don't have to watch the commercials. But I had to do an errand, so I caught you late. I heard the tail end of your like yelling, but so I don't know what happened. But anyways, yeah, Berube needs to go. Like, honestly, I don't even stand. Jacob Quillan played well the first night, so he demotes him to 4th line center. And instead of getting rid of Domi or Joshua or whatever, or just taking Domi out of center and putting him as a 3rd line center. Like, I don't get any of this stuff. I completely don't understand any of this. I find it like, to me, I can't even say how good any of the players we brought in are. And there's one reason, because none of them know where they stand, what line they're going to be on from one day to the next, from the practice the same day or the day before to the next game. They don't even know who they're playing with, what line. Like, they have no idea what's going on. And I don't think.
Can I jump in, Prague, quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Also, I think I got a YouTube kickback. Oh wait, no, that's on my end. Sorry. Just to jump in quickly on that, I agree with you to a certain extent. The changing is fucking bananas. Like, I'm with you on that. Like, I am in agreement. It is nuts. Like, I will Like I don't know I don't know how many people here know, but like I do the game preview on this channel every single day before the game, and I put out the video, talk about the lines. I go over to Daily Faceoff. Usually I have to wait until morning skate, or I have to wait until at least like Berube speaks or whatever, because I want to try to put out the game preview for what like the most accurate lines are. Right? There are times where they skate at morning skate. I do the game preview. And like injuries, barring injuries, because that's a different situation. I understand the turbulence there, but barring injuries, like you will go into warm up and it's like they're taking different line rushes. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck is the point? And then you go from morning skate doing one, line rushes doing another, and then they start the game and it's like the third set of combinations of lines between the morning to the line rushes to the game. And I'm like, how did we get here? Now, the only spot that I'm going to like push back on is it's not like these guys have been playing unbelievable and like we're wondering why are you being changed up because of that. They still have not, like, I can't fully excuse them and be like, well, it's just because Berube's moving you around like crazy. Like a lot of these guys just have not brought it yet. I mean, I look at Joshua. I had a rant off the beginning of the show. Like this tonight, I kept trying to apologize for him and like give him, I don't know if it's excuses or just like give him a buffer period or whatever, but like I tried. Tonight was a breaking point. You know, I thought he should have been out of this lineup or Domi to give Quillan that opportunity to keep Quillan in, while you're giving Sammy Blais this opportunity. He stays. I kind of view that as like a lifeline. Like you're basically saying, hey dude, here's your chance. Like you haven't done it yet. We're keeping you in. Fucking show me. And then you look at the guy who's supposed to be heavy and physical and it's like no goals, no assists. Okay, well, what else did you bring? One hit or two hits or whatever. He's a -2 on the night. Like that's not acceptable, dude. You can't do that. So my pushback on you is like these guys still have not brought it, but I am with you. The changing of lines has been otherworldly, dude. I'm with you, Prague.
No, but like what made me like crazy about what he was doing? Like I didn't like what he was doing last year either. Like yes, they did well defensively, but when Scott Lund got injured in the preseason, every game, why did you have to change up every line? Because one player who's a fourth line center is out. Like, make it make sense, Zach. Like, I'm saying there's no consistency. Like, in Columbus, for example, there's I listen to different podcasts and stuff. In Columbus, they had that guy, Chinnikov, right? Whatever. Mm-hmm. He, last year, for the first, 20 games, even his players on that team said he was like the best player on their team for the first whatever number of games. And then he got switched in and out of the lineup, sometimes off, sometimes on, different lines. And he was just like, I don't know what my position is, what I'm supposed to do. Like, you know more than me because hockey players are more a creature of habit, right? If they have an idea. Now, if you lose one player who's a center, you have another center. You may not like him, but he's a defensive 4C. We don't bring him up. We switch the lines every fucking game. You complain about the defense and what's going on, right? So, and then we lose him for nothing. And now he's taking, I listen to my favorite 4 hockey podcasts outside of our 2 are Leaf ones. One is, what's it called? Back to Excited. Everybody should listen to the last episode. The Maple Leaf Hot Stove. And there's also a Canucks Talk and what's it called? PDO Talk, PDO Cast, whatever it is. But because they talk both about how it looks, they bring in different people, different whatever, and they talk about both the stats and also the look of the team. But the thing is, I can't tell you where any of these players fit. Yes, other than the top 5, the top 5 players that we have, which are, the core 4, our new core 4, plus Cowan is a great player, but I don't want him to see this fucking losing and feel his confidence goes to shit because he's missing a few pucks. He's a great player, but that's my whole point is when we get all those players back, I don't care. I don't want a hockey trade unless it's amazing because We have nothing coming up. I want to keep us young, get back to being young and fast and moving the puck. Like I told you about Alexander Carrier, right? I told you about that the first time we talked. He was they cost a 4th-round pick last year. A 4th-round pick. I can tell you about a bunch of players that we could have gotten for free. Matt Grzelcyk this year. Roslovic. He played with Matthews. They still talk. Like, what is going on? This is the type of things like I get so frustrated with the team and also the management. Like, you bring in Berube for the team that you have. So you're trying to force a square peg into a round hole. Like last year, we did well, especially in the start, because we're still a possession team. Now our possession's in the tank, right? And we could break the shots that were going across the Royal Road, or they stopped saying that, but like, across the ice last year. But we were getting caved. We were 26th at best in every metric defensively in terms of shots. Like in terms of, so like the whole point is, I think Berube was the worst coach to have. We went through, like, we were lucky last year. We were relatively healthy. We didn't lose anybody long term. Matthews was injured, but like he doesn't show it in the playoffs anyways. And what happened? People can say we got to the 7th game against Florida. If you go after 2 games in one period, how many goals did we score versus Florida? We scored 6. Florida scored 18. So after 2 games in one period,
that's skewed. There was 2 games of which Florida went off that combined for I can't remember what game 5 was.
12 goals.
12 goals. Okay, thank you. So that's skewed. Like that's skewed. I mean, that's 12 goals in 2 games, of which the team quit in both. I get where you're going with this, Prague. I'm not like trying to take away from that or like say that this is an invalid point, but like to suggest that it's skewed. Like that's 12. Because then if you take away, your massive chunks where it's like they quit, they outwardly quit in both games, that leads it to that point. Like it's a different story. Florida outscores them still. I'm with you, but the point being, you're 2 games of 12 goals that they very obviously quit more than anything possible. And again, like where I disagree, where I'm fine with what Berube was doing and being here was like Craig Berube, by all accounts, is a guy who is the leader from the top. And then he delegates the other responsibilities to the other assistant coaches who come in and builds out a staff. It seems like Lane Lambert was far more important than we realized. It also seems like Marc Savard may be way more of an issue than realized. And Derek Lalonde is not, and whoever else is helping with the defensive side, is not capable of taking over what Lane Lambert did. So that's a problem. And then when you combine it with Berube and what he is from a motivational standpoint, that's when it's getting lost. It's like, we fucking suck here. You're yelling at us to do this, and like you're tuning him out. So, like, I kind of disagree with that. Like, it's time for Berube to go, in my opinion, and he's making some big mistakes here that are just inexcusable. And I mean, to me tonight, the Quillan thing was the first one. Playing Morgan Rielly on the first power play instead of OEL is another one. Leaving Cal.
He was in the box for the first. He was in the box for the first. He was in a penalty. I don't even know how he got a penalty.
But Ekman Larsson is not the power play 1 guy. He's the guy who's listed as power. No, he's power play 2 quarterback right now. Morgan Rielly is taking the units, taking the reps with power play 1 at practice at morning skates. Like, that's where I'm at, where it's like, this is what's frustrating to me. So yeah, those things are mistakes. But then again, coming back around on it is like, to separate the two, I don't know how much of this is Berube and how much of it is the other coaches that are deciding. But at the end of the day, he gets final say. He's the final boss of these things, of these decisions. So it might be Marc Savard who wants to do this. But Craig Berube has to pass it and allow it to go on. He doesn't need to do that. He could put his foot down and say no. The other part of it is, he's the one who brought these guys in. He's the one who wants these assistant coaches. That should be an issue on its own, that he's brought in the wrong guys. He brought in the right one with Lane Lambert, very clearly. But now it's not working. His message is running out, and now it's an issue. So it's also the other thing is, Brad Treliving, like they've either got a Moneyball situation going on here where Brad Treliving's like, I want it this way, and Craig Berube's like, I'm gonna play it this way, and there's that disconnect. Like if people have watched Moneyball, it's like they built the team in Prague. I'm sure you have. Billy Beane built the team this way in the movie I'm referring to, not necessarily in real life. But Billy Beane was like, I'm building the team to play this way. And the coach, Art Howe, that's his name, right? What's his name?
I forget his name.
Anyways,
it's been a while since I watched that.
His name. He's the one. He's like, I don't want to play the team that way. I'm gonna play the team the way I want to play the team, and then the team doesn't win. And then finally, Billy Beane's like, you don't want to play the team that way. Well, fuck you. You have no choice. And then forces them to play the team that way. Like I don't know if there's that disconnect that's going on, which I believe, to be honest, that's not the case because they seem way too in lockstep. So then the other thing is, Treliving's now brought in just the wrong guys. Like, Craig Berube says, I want to play this way, and Brad Treliving has now gone out and gotten the wrong guys to play that way. Like, that's kind of where you could kind of roll it back to, because, Prague, I get what you're saying with a lot of it, but the other thing is, Craig Berube is asking guys to play a way that they don't seem to be either A, able to, or B, willing to. And if that's the case, then Treliving has gotten the wrong guys for Berube. Like, that's where you're at with this group and the evaluation of the talent you have and the coach and the way he wants them to play and what guys you have and what they are and aren't able to do.
So here's the thing. I think I agree with you that Treliving and Berube are on the same thing, same mental line or whatever. But the thing is, doesn't Treliving realize like the players that what's-his-face had when they won the cup? Peter Angelo. Who's our Peter Angelo? Who's our Vince Dunn? Who's our Carl Gunnarson? Who's our Robert Bertuzzo? Who's our Edmondson? Like, all those guys can move the puck and can move. Right? None of them, and a bunch of them were big and would hit, but they could also move the puck and they were fast. Edmondson to this day is fast. But, like, I didn't like why he brought him in, but whatever. That was only a fourth or something, third. But like, he brought in big players. But the thing is, I love Tanev, but even at the beginning of the season, whatever games he got to play, he looked a little bit slower. And there was always a chance that any year, or even over a year, he's already 34, 35, 30. I don't know how old he is. Yeah. And then there's also OEL. He's playing amazing. But he's like 33, right? I love OEL. McCabe, I'm not worried so much about because
McCabe's playing. OEL's playing amazing right now.
Yeah, so like I love OEL, I love McCabe. What I think Mermuris works well with having a right-hand shot player because he did that well before, and there's a reason that Anaheim, which is a defense factory, does well. Ottawa's a goalie factory, so is Buffalo technically, but like. That's why Anaheim wanted him back, I think. But the thing is, like they're even exposing Benoit because I don't think they're playing Benoit correctly. Like he shouldn't be playing on the right. He shouldn't be playing on the left. He needs to play with somebody who is stable, right? And he's fast and he's big, but he's not hitting. And I don't understand why. But the thing is, I think it's just all to do with the coaching and the management because. Remember, Berube did a great job with trading Tkachuk, but everybody thought he was going to trade both Uyghur's 28, so I understand the re-signing. Uyghur's better than any defenseman we've had other than Brian Leach. And that's the only guy I would trade for on Calgary. But anyways, then he also re-signed, Huberdeau, who was already 29, turning 30, and will be 30 when he turned in the 8-year contract. Everybody in the sports world, even Friedman, thought they were just going to flip those guys to get more picks and players. So then they also brought in Kadri the same year, the same summer. So then they had to give away a pick to get rid of Sean Monahan, who's not a bad player. He was just injured a lot. And he was also playing under Sutter, which is a shit show by itself, but that's Don Maloney. But like, anyways, my whole point is, like, they brought in a guy because they like talking to him, not because he has a history of being smart and being the shrewdest person. Like, he's done some good moves, like the Kachuk trade was great until he did the next move, which was signing them without realizing what he has as a team.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to get older. Like, Bunting, why would I trade for Bunting when he's a UFA at the end of the year? Is he going to re-sign in Nashville? Why am I trading for, like, all these people that they suggest? Also, Bunting's like 32 now, or 30 or something. Why would I trade a younger player that I don't know what he's at because we have a shitty coach who doesn't know what he's doing with the players we have? Like, Villeneuve should be brought up. That's a great point. Like, we have so many players that we've lost. Like, why was it when we traded for Brandon Carlo? Why was it that the very next week, who played their very first NHL game and is now the third line center on Boston? Minton. He's 6'2". He's 6'2", left shot. Everybody hates that apparently.
Yeah,
but he moves the puck.
That I know. Like, we can rehash this as much as we
want.
No.
I'm saying the thing is, we, like the other caller said, we never, and I've said this 100 times to you, we never use the players we have. We have a staff of Steve Dangle says we have a staff of 150 people in Leafs that are there for advanced stats, but we don't use any of that. What is our sports science medical? Like, I'm an MD, but like, what the fuck are they doing with our team? How are we always the most injured? Like, why? Like, and we don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I can't account for that. I would say that that's not true, that they don't listen to the analytics team. I feel like they do.
Well, Michelli's an analytics, like, until what they were doing last year, but like, Michelli played well. Here's the thing. Michelli played with Bukestad and Krause. And Bukestad's older, big guy, but not the best of foot. And Krause is fast as fuck and can score and has hands and is big. But, like, why can't we replicate that? If you don't want him to play on the top six, fine. But, like, I think long term, we need to, that's why I'm saying we need to pump up the value of the players we have as much as we can and try to get the most value for them, the older players. Like, if people don't like Domi, fine. But the thing is, we also have to see, there's two things. I want to pump the value to get the most back because we need a retool.
I know, but there's only so much only so much lipstick you can put on the pig, Prague. Like, I mean, look, we'll do this again, but like, Max Domi is a guy who's been playing for every fucking team under the sun. He's played for every coach, every GM. Everybody knows who and what he is. Every analytics department, every coaching staff, every scout, everybody in hockey knows who Max Domi is. There's no making him look better. People are just going to look at the player and think, I can make that guy better on my team. I can change that guy here, but it's not going to be anything the Leafs do for that player. It's the same shit about. It's the same shit with Michelli. It's the same shit with Joshua. Like, playing them 15, 20 minutes a night is not going to, or in
I'm not
higher
saying
spots
Joshua
in the lineup. But putting them higher spots in the lineup, it's not going to change anything for these guys, Prague. Whether you're saying Joshua or not, there's not anything that you can do. They are what they are. It's not working here. It's whether it's the system, if it's the partners, if it's just
so you want to pay picks to get rid of our players.
Who's saying that? Who's saying that? Nobody is saying that. Prague, you can also try to find ways to terminate contracts. You can look to offload guys for 7th round picks. You can admit defeat with this and start to say, hey, it's time to retool. People aren't going to help you just for the sake of helping you take a player off of your team. But if they know that you're looking to move on and start to finally get to a place where you're going to retool, the approach to your group becomes a little bit different, because you're not looking to move on from Calle Yarncroke for, like, some young kid bid or something where somebody's looking and being like, hey, we can use Calle Yarncroke and we'll give up this. But like once you start looking at it and being like, we can move Calle Yarncroke and get back some type of pick, that's when things start to change. Like there's no like, you're not trading off a pick because you need to, or trading off a player and including a pick because you need to get rid of a guy to do that. Like I think you're looking at it far too much to the extreme. Like you did that with Patrick Marleau, and that's one of the worst case scenarios that this team has gone through over the last while to offload a player, because that player became Seth Jarvis, who fucking just played for Canada at the Four Nations and is likely going to play for Canada at the Olympics, depending on how the rest of his year goes here. But I mean, like, no, you're not going to offload picks to get rid of these guys. Like, that's not the case. Patrick Marleau was also $6.5 million and he was like 48 years old. Like, some of these other guys are much lower contracts, can offer you something. It just didn't work here, and you could retain some type of value on the player if he goes somewhere else to somebody who believes they can make the guy work. Is it going to be the same as what you got trading for the player? No, but you could probably move on for somebody for some type of pick. Like, that's the difference here. You could at least get something back. When teams know that you're like trying to do it and move because you're trying to open up cap space, they're going to kind of kick you in the dick a little bit and try to make you put a player through waivers. But if they want to just go and get said player, it's a little bit of a different story.
Okay. Quick question. Why did Dallas signed Domi? How many points did he get the one run he had with Dallas? 13 in the playoffs. I told you this before. I sent that to you on Twitter. He got 4 points last season in the playoffs, or whatever, 2 seasons ago, whatever it was. No, yeah, 2 seasons ago. He got 4 points. Who beat him in points on the Leafs? Nobody. Who beat him in points on the Leafs last season?
Nobody on the Leafs had more points than Max Domi in last year in the playoffs?
No, 2 seasons ago. His first playoff with the Leafs.
Okay,
he had
how
4
many
points.
games did he play in that?
Yeah, no, I know.
You're saying he had the most points on the Leafs in those playoffs?
Yes, he played. I think he played all of them. He played all 7 when we lost to Boston. You know, the Mitch Marner bullshit and Rielly. But like, he got 4. Yes, Nylander was hurt, so he only played 4 games. He only had 3 goals. And Matthews was hurt, played 4 games, got 4 points. That was against Boston. Last year, he got 7 points. Who beat him in points?
I don't think that that's true, Proc. I don't think that this can be possibly true about Max Domi 2 years ago.
Go on Elite Prospects. Go on any site you want. Please, go for it. Max Domi had 7 points this past playoff.
Okay.
He tied Nyes. He tied a bunch of other people. He tied Rielly. Or I think he might beat Rielly. Anyways, last year, who beat him? Matthews, Nylander, Tavares, and Pacioretty, I think. Maybe and what's his face?
Marner. What is the point? What is the point?
No, but point is he's a playoff dog. He loves the Leafs. So the thing is, he has value, and there's teams that signed him or traded for him, even after his fiasco in Montreal, even his fiasco in Arizona. They've all traded for him, right? So the thing is, when you think short-sighted, this is why the Leafs don't go anywhere. We have short-sighted thinking. I'm worried about having Berube as a coach because I'm worried that he's just caring about his job. Same with Treliving. I say, pump him up. I also want to know if Matthews can run a line by himself. I want to know if Nyes can run a line by himself. So here's an idea. I'm just saying an example. Let them play for once they're healthy. Let them play. Put Domi and McMann with Matthews. See if he can pull a line. If he can't, we know we're fucked anyways. And eventually we might have to trade Matthews or have to figure out like he's not worth $13 million. And he'll probably want to take money anyways. But anyways, and then second, we have to see what not we have. I know Nyes is a long-term fit. I know he is. I know he's a monster. I love him to death. He'll probably be our captain eventually. But if we put, let's say, Waugh, Michelli, and Nyes is not as fast or talented as Krause, but he's just as big, almost as big. So that would be a good fit. And then then we have at least some quality in all 3 lines, and we can see try to pump up values for any players that we don't want, and we just leave it. And then, closer to the end of January or first week of March, because there's only like 5 games in February, and they're like first 3-4 days and then last 5 days. Trade what we can. Trade the older players. Keep whoever we can that are relatively young, because they still have future. Remember, Michelli's gotten 57 points with the Coyotes. He's gotten 49 points. Last year was a fuck up. That happens, especially when you have a different coach who doesn't, some people get into doghouse with a new coach, whatever. But he has skill. What was the problem? We couldn't score in playoffs. I'd rather keep him. Okay? Domi, we can do whatever, but I want to pump up his value. So play him with a good player. Play him with, make him.
There's no pumping up his value, Prague. This is my trading these guys. Yeah, pumping up the value. That's where you lose me, dude. There's no pumping up the value. Everybody knows who they are. Fuck.
Yes, they still sign them and still trade for them. They still sign them and still trade for them.
Right.
Why did Dallas
pumping
pay,
up the value?
Why did Dallas pay $3 million during the pandemic to sign a Domi? Because in one season, what did he do? He got 13 points in their playoff run. And I won't compare, everybody talks about Hyman. He was great during the regular season. He never got more than 4 points in a playoff with the Leafs. He went off with McDavid's. Okay? And so I love Hyman. I would wish we had kept him the year we stupidly got rid of him.
Okay, let's also pump the tires here and realize what the fuck is going on when you're talking about this with Dallas. Max Domi had 50 points in 60 games with Chicago. They were not a good team. That was also
he's not a good team. He was not a good team.
That was 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago. He was playing in that role because there was no
how much
other
did he
guys.
get the first? How much did he get? Okay, he was playing with the Leafs first year in 2023-2024. How many points did he get?
47 points in 80 games.
And he was playing 12 minutes a night. Third line. What are you trying to tell me? Zach, you just proved my point that you can pump up his value. If he got 50 points on a shitty team, the Leafs are a shitty team. How are they not a shitty team? Tell me how they're not a shitty team.
Dude, what value is there to pump up? Everybody knows what he is. Inflated points are not going to be like, oh, fuck, we got to get that guy. Everybody knows what he is. He went to Dallas. He had 7 points in 20 games, and then in the playoffs, he had 13 points in 19 games there. He was playing on Chicago with no other superstars in a tanking season where they had nobody else on their team. Nobody on their team. He was doing really well. He was on pace to have probably close to what would have been a career year. His career year was 72 in Montreal. So he was close to the career year that he had in Montreal. He was going to come just shy, but close to it. That's why he was on pace for that. Max Domi, everybody knows who he is and what he is. He had a great year. Dallas went and got him, and then they didn't re-sign him. They didn't bring him back. Toronto went out and signed him in the summer.
That was a cap crunch. But the thing is, like I said, in the last 15 years, how many of our Leaf players have gotten more than 13 points in a playoff run? Mitch.
How many games did he play? 19. Dallas went on a run, Prague. You're comparing a team that has had 7 games in the first round for the most part, and then occasionally gone to the second round. Twice, actually, gone to the second round. Once he lost in 5 games, and once he lost in 7. So
points per minute.
You're talking about a guy who played 19 games and had 13 points. I get it. He had 13 points, but that's 19
He was between
games.
the third and fourth line on Dallas. Between the third and fourth line on Dallas. And he's got, as a winger, he was not a center, as a winger.
Dude, what do you think you are getting for Max Domi? What do you think you're getting for him?
Dude,
you're getting a first-round pick for this guy? Is that what we're talking about?
Dude, did I say that? Why do you go to the
What are you getting for him? What are you getting for him?
I don't want to lose somebody for a seventh-round pick. Okay, what are we going to get? Who are we going to play next year? Are we going to get McDavid next year? Are we getting Eichel? Who the fuck are we getting next year? That's not going to cost more than Max Domi. Tell me. Who are you going to
Dude,
get?
the point is the team's not good. So you have to go out and try to trade for guys in the summer because your big name guys are gone. Other than like Alex Tuck.
What are we trading?
Hopefully assets that you get back for trading off pieces that you have right now. And maybe you can get a couple of these guys.
Our 7th round pick is going to get us something. When you trade off Max Domi, next year he goes off for 50 points. Oh, we should have had him. This is the stupidity that I don't understand. Play the players you have.
Max Domi fucking sucks, Prague. Max Domi has a passion and some energy, and that's about it. He's not a top 6 guy. He's not a centerman. He's a guy who can provide you something here and there.
He can pass.
Makes far too many mistakes. He can't play on the defensive side of the puck. There's a reason he doesn't play in the top 6. There's a reason he's played for 83 teams in the NHL. There's a reason that he gets bounced around so much. There's a reason, like this guy is a bottom 6 guy at best, and you're talking about pumping him up to get maybe 50 points out of the guy so you could trade him.
47 points. A bottom 6 guy who gets 47 points.
That year, he had 47 points. He played on Austin Matthews' wing when Matthews was on a generational run.
He played for 10 games. He played for 10 games or 12 games.
Okay,
that's
and
it.
how many... okay, I don't think that's true, but how many of those did he...
Did he get 47 points in 12 games?
Dude... What is it that you think you're getting out of Max Domi? Like, what is it that you think you're getting out of? I think you're delusional for this. I think you are delusional for this. You have players who are better than him right now that you can play in your top 6. Why are you trying to play Max Domi?
I'm saying when we're healthy. I'm saying
yes. Why would you play him in the top 6 when he's 30 years old and you've got a guy like Easton Cowan and Nic Robertson who we've all decided can play in your top 6? Okay. Why are you trying to put Max Domi in there?
How many times I explain it? Did he play well when Matthews was able to pull his own line before the injury, right? He played with Bertuzzi.
That's the whole point though. He's not it's after the injury. He clearly can't do that anymore.
But the thing is, let's just see if he can't, then we put Nyes.
But Prague, they've tried it. He's played it. Like, it's not like since that time they've never put them together. He tried it there last year. He's tried it this year.
We're talking about Berube. He doesn't stay with the same people for more than a game unless it's like the top.
He's gotten opportunities, Prague. He's still got those opportunities, and it never clicked.
How many games did he play with Matthews last year?
I don't know. But I know that
Matthews
he got the opportunities, and it didn't work.
Or 2.
I know that he's gotten those. So he still played with him, and it didn't work.
Dude. It's just like this year. You're switching the players. Like I said, you're switching the players all over the place. They barely know what's going on. Why is Nylander up here? Look, what the fuck's going on? I'm saying give it a chance. When the players come back, like you can put Laughton as 3rd-line center. Put Quillan as 4th-line center.
We're talking about a guy that gets 40 to 50 points every single year other than one when he had 72. And we're like... and he had 56 the one year in the year that he got traded and went to Dallas. But otherwise, he's 40 to 50 point guy, and we're like trying to pump this guy up.
Who does well in the playoffs.
Yeah, and does stupid things, and is paid much money.
He's not paid. Okay, tell me a person you're going to pay $3.75 million this year who gets 50 points in a season.
I don't know, but I'm not talking about 3 point... Prague, we're not talking about 3.75. We're talking about getting rid of 3.75 because that's too much money. And then we're talking about taking
we have $20 million
bringing in an ELC player like a Quillan, like a Cowan to play in your lineup, and then going out and finding a $5-6 million player to go out and add to this lineup. I'm saying... But the point is that you get rid of a guy who doesn't need to be here in this lineup that's in the bottom 6, and then you bring in a guy who could play in your middle 6 to upgrade over your McManns, over your Robertsons, to play in that middle 6. That's what you're looking to do. You're looking to use that to spend it on a guy who makes 5-6. The days of having to get $3 million players over and over and over again are done. Like, you don't need that anymore, Prague. Like, that's what this team had to do when Marner, Matthews, Nylander, Tavares were all here making the money they were making. They're not anymore. JT took less money. Austin Matthews and William Nylander are the only ones remaining doing that. That means, and what everybody wanted in the summer was to go out and find your $5 to $7 million guys who could come in here and be in that middle ground, like what Florida has built out their middle ground to be like, their middle players to be like. They're all like $5 $5 to $8 million players who slot in that realm who can play that way. The Leafs just are still at the gap of like, here's your top players, and then here's like this whole bottom of like $3 million players. The point is, get rid of some $3 million players and go find your $5, $6, $7 million players who can bridge the gap of these players. Like, you're still asking Nic Robertson to play like he's like a $7 million guy. Like, A. Rossi in the chat brings up, fourth liner should be ELC or $1 million and under. I would extend that out to guys who are like 2.5. I think that's fair. But when you're looking at like your bottom six guy who's not bringing in enough talent, enough production, enough anything for you, and is so inconsistent and can't play defense like what Max Domi's doing at 3.75, that's when you're out of your realm. And then where I'm frustrated with what you're trying to say is like, play him in the top six to pump this guy's tires. You're supposed to be getting high-end players to play in your top six to help round things out who can make, again, between like maybe $7 to $10 million to complement the players that you have in there. I'd rather not another 10, but the point is, like, you're supposed to be able to use that money to do it. You just brought in a bunch of other muck in the bottom, and Max Domi is one of the muck, and honestly, I think he's the most detrimental of the muck as of right now. Like, he's been the biggest negative that you have of these guys. That's the problem I have with the guy. And I'm not talking about, this is where the disconnect's happening right now between you and I, where you're like, who else are you getting for 3.75? Fuck 3.75. Use the money to go find the $6 million player. Stop getting other $3.75 million players. That's what I'm trying to say. You have enough of them. Stop getting them. Go find somebody else who can make more money and be better than him. That's the whole point. And you're not finding it in a trade with Max Domi, but maybe you're finding it in the summer on a guy who's a free agent. That's the point, Prague. That's the point. Max Domi is a -12 through 22 games and has 6 points this year.
He's playing center. He's playing center.
Columbus, 24 points, 54 games, 2020, 2021, -18. Next year with Columbus
in that year? How good was Columbus that year?
I don't know. Carolina in a very
center?
distinct system. 7 points. He was a +8. There you go. Good for him. Then they don't bring him back. Then he goes to Chicago. 49 points, -9. Goes to Dallas. 7 points. He's a -6.
Points. No. 49 points, -9 in 60 games. Where was Chicago that year? Where was Columbus that year? They were shitty teams that were rebuilding. They were not even close. Where was Chicago in that year? Tell me. What year? What picks did they get? They got Nazar. What was it? Nazar was 2023?
Yeah, they were playing to be bad, Prague. Like, they didn't have
an Austin Matthews. For Seth Jones. They traded for Seth Jones the previous year.
Austin Matthews. They didn't have a John Tavares and a William Nylander. They didn't have these kinds of guys playing at this level. Max Domi was the guy being asked to be Austin Matthews and William Nylander. Like, he was the guy who was having to put up points.
So he was -9 on the worst team in the league, or bottom 3 team in the league, and he got 49 points and was -9. Tell me where's the disconnect, buddy. Why is he -12 with the league?
I think you are so out to lunch. Like,
he's -12 in 22 games playing center. That's how stupid Berube is, and that's how stupid people are in general. He plays wing. Let him play wing. He doesn't have. If Nyes and Matthews is playing with him, do we have to really care too much about defense? Our defense shit, anyways. So, like, the whole point is, like, you play him with people who are quality, and you don't play him at center. No one wants him at center. No one's ever said he's a center. He played 1 year at center. He did amazing, but that was Montreal.
I agree with you. He's not a center, but what are you going to do? He's not a top 6 guy, Prague. You're pretending like he's a first line right winger. He's not. He's a bottom 6 player at best. He's a bottom 6 player at best. You should let Easton Cowan get top 6 minutes and not try to pretend that Max Domi is something he's not. He's not.
Dude, once everybody's healthy, the reason I don't want Easton, I want everybody that we have that we can trade to be pumped up as much as we can and get rid of them for as much as we can. Then bring Easton Cowan back. But if we're circling the drain and there's nothing but negativity, I want nothing, no Cowan, no Danford, none of our young players to feel that negativity. Do you understand that? Because I don't want them. I want Cowan to be not only playing top.
He needs to play at an NHL minute. He needs to play in the NHL and figure out how to be an NHL player. And if he's good enough to do so,
possible?
Who cares? Bedard and Celebrini did it, and they're figuring it out just fine. Connor McDavid
Do you
did
see
it.
what they
figuring it
have
out just
around them?
fine.
They have young players who are going through the same shit, who they can relate to. Who do the Leafs have? The youngest player next to what's his face is who? Jacob Quillan, Michelli.
I cannot believe you are so fucking horny over Max Domi right now. Easton Cowan is figuring out how to play top six.
I'm not saying take him off now. I'm not saying take him off now.
Yes, when healthy, he should be playing in the top six, 100%.
Oh no, I'm not saying he's not top six skill.
No,
he's definitely
I'm saying
there.
when everyone's healthy, he should be in the top six.
What are we trying to go for? Are we trying to go for the highest pick? Do we want to?
You're trying to let the kid learn how to play in the NHL so he can be ready for next year.
Listen. Think about it. You want to give up the number 6 pick to Boston, right? You want to give them 6 to 16? If we're gonna tank, we're gonna tank fucking bad.
Yeah, that would entail like trading Matthews and Nylander, dude. Like that's how you're gonna do it. Them being here on this team, they're going to naturally be too good to get that pick anyways. It doesn't matter. They're just going to be too good. And so you're either shutting them down for the year or you're trading them so that you can get that. That's how you're going to do it.
Like if we trade Matthews and Nylander,
so then you're not getting that pick.
Team.
Then you're not getting those picks. Like you're just not getting those picks.
Yeah, but the thing is, Matthews does no. Like we don't even know if Matthews is coming back, and if we're doing this shitty, like if
he's
we're already
skating right now, like we know he's coming back. He's skating right now,
dude. He was skating like last year. They didn't even tell us he went to fucking Germany. They don't tell us shit. He could be skating.
We saw him on the ice.
He's been on the ice for a week.
I know he went to Germany. We saw him on the ice.
He's been on the ice for a week.
Okay, we saw him on the ice. He was with the team in Montreal.
Oh, wonderful! Now, so like we're gonna let's say he.
My
comes
point
back.
is he's coming back. My point is he's coming back.
And did he look great? Did he look like super enthused when he was back? When he was there, the first point, or is he just getting freebie points, not being a Matthews? Look, I'm saying play him, but first of all, we need to fire Berube. Think about Treliving. Because that's shit.
I think we should play Max Domi 35 minutes a night, and like that's the best way we're gonna get anything out of him. Like because then we're finally gonna trick every GM in the NHL to think Max Domi is something.
You will see the skill because right now they're not gonna give us shit because we're so desperate. They're not gonna. I'm saying.
I think I'm looking long term. Out to lunch on Max Domi. I can't believe
he was -9 on Chicago in 60 games as a winger.
I just
in 2022.
He's
23.
He's so bad. Like these other teams
because he's playing center. How is he playing
he did
center?
it when he was playing wing as well. Like it's not just exclusive to center. And my point, like I don't even know how we're here. Like Max Domi is not my issue.
You brought up Max Domi. I didn't bring up Max Domi. I was saying
no. You brought up Max Domi.
That was last time I brought up.
No, you brought him up tonight when you were talking about where guys are going. No, you did because you're talking about getting assets. And
okay, how much you want to spend? How much you want to bet?
No,
how much you want to bet?
Yeah, Max Domi,
I
don't even know how
Put
he
your
got
money
to
where
this
your
point.
mouth is.
But anyways, Max Domi is not a guy that you got to be putting into your top six.
Check this and find out who. Guys in the chat, just find out who.
I'm like 99% sure that Max Domi was brought up by you when you were talking about the top six of these guys.
You said no.
Anyways, who the fuck cares who brought him up? The point is, Prague, that. We're talking about Max Domi because you're like, this guy scores 50 points. Everybody then knows that he can score 50 points. You don't need to see it in Toronto for you to do that.
So
if you're buying into your belief of this, if you're buying into your belief, if every other GM is buying into your belief of this and everybody else knows that he shouldn't be playing center, then it's not a problem. You don't need to be playing this guy in the top six and putting Easton Cowan in the Marlies. Like, this is so stupid. So stupid.
The only reason
you got to be putting a guy who you're trying to figure out how to get at an NHL level to be in there. So
but I'm saying once we traded everybody, we put him in. Because the thing is, I don't want the negativity and the bullshit. Like, I don't want him to be in this media circus right now because he's going to be. I don't want what's happened to Morgan Rielly. I don't want to happen like the bad jujus about this team to be affecting Cowan long term. Do you understand that? I want him to get as many minutes as he can. But if everybody comes back, he's the one who's waiver eligible. I don't want to lose players for nothing. We lost. We could use comp today. We lost him for nothing. Why? Because of fucking Berube and Treliving.
I think you're way too in love with these bottom guys and being like, well, we could have used David Kampf. He did nothing for this team. He was doing nothing for this team.
What was his job?
Like, there's nothing that David Kampf was going to be doing here with this group that was going to change the outcome of anything. He was too expensive. He was a fourth line center at best. He started to tail off last year. It wasn't working. They didn't want him in here. Craig Berube didn't like him. Whether you agree with that or not, he was too expensive for what a guy is at a fourth line center. He can't produce offense. Like, it just didn't work. It just didn't work.
No. But I'm saying, would it, like, when we had him earlier this season, and we were having troubles right off the bat, there was not a time that we didn't need defensive help. In some sense, Scott Laughton was injured, and we're moving every player around. It could have been made sense just to use him as a 4C. I know he doesn't have. He needs people like McCabe. He only did well when he had people who could transition the puck with him. That's the only time he played well in terms of moving the puck. Otherwise, he gets caved, but he is always good defensively. But now he's playing in Vancouver. He's making whatever, $1.1 million. And okay, the contract. Who signed it? Treliving. A month after he became
which
GM.
I believe, no, not a month after. It was right away, which I believe, by the way, is...
I think it was like June 26, 2023. Anyways.
I believe was a previously agreed upon contract between Brendan Shanahan and or Kyle Dubas and the agent of David
Again,
Kampf,
it's still
and
management.
Treliving had to execute. Well, okay, well, I don't think that was Brad Treliving's decision to do that. I think that was put on his plate.
Listen, I can say this. I don't think any of this. I could believe in fairy tales too. I don't know. We don't know.
It was done like the day he was hired as the GM. Like, I don't
He was
think
hired
he
for
had
May
anything
31st.
to do with it.
I think he was signed in June or July or something. I'm not sure, but whatever. Either way, it's just a sign of the entire incompetence of our management staff, because it's been one staff after another, and it's not a number of coaches. McDavid's had 6 coaches in the last 12 years. Who cares?
Yeah, every
Right?
one of them stunk, Prague. I get it.
No, I'm not saying the coaches stunk. I'm saying
No, not talking about the coaches, the management. It was all, they made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. It is what it is. They tried the analytics way. They tried to reinvent the wheel.
they never
it didn't
did the
work.
analytics way.
Yes,
they
they
never
did.
brought
What
in
did
Barry.
Kyle Dubas do? What did Kyle
He didn't.
Dubas
He
do?
didn't do. Okay, he brought in Foligno and ROR. None of them would have been analytics darlings at that age.
Okay, he
right?
built this team off
He
of
brought in Barry
Engvall's
and Kerfoot. Nobody wanted to hit them. He did do good with,
That's not right.
like, everybody
That's
thought Muzzin's great. He did great on the left hand D. He tried with right hand D, but he had a soft.
Every guy this guy was bringing in was like analytical pieces. Like, if you go on the internet
Brody,
and anybody who
Giordano.
posts,
Those are good.
yes.
They're old, but they were so good left hand D. And they
Kerfoot,
Kerfoot was not an
Engvall.
analytics darling.
Those were his. Yes, they were.
Engvall
yes,
was a
those were
draft
his
pick of
guys.
ours. Is a 7th round pick.
Playing him in this lineup was his decision. Having him in here was his decision. Like,
But did he pay him $3
built
million?
this way
No,
to
that was
be
Lou.
this analytical team, this small analytical team.
Engvall's
And then-
6'5".
Okay, Pierre Engvall played like he didn't know he was 6'5". It was not physical players. They got bullied
That's why he
every
was a
fucking
fourth
opportunity
liner.
they could. So then that's why he decided that he was going to bring in these heavier pieces: Foligno, Ryan O'Reilly, Achari. He changed because things didn't work. They went way too far one way, and then they went way too far the other when things
There's no
didn't work. They
analytics
messed
in
up.
any of those players that you just mentioned, like out of Kerfoot and Barry. They're not like everybody.
Really? Why does every single fucking analytics person in the entire world jerk off Kyle Dubas at every chance they got? It's because he built teams.
Who does that?
The way, I'm not going to name them. You can fucking do your own research. Go on the internet and
do my
figure
own
out.
Dude. I'm
not going to name them. I'm not going to name them. Go on the internet right now, search up every person that's posting charts, and then come back to me. That's what they do. And every time he would sign anybody, he was like, wow, what a fucking signing. Oh, this guy's a genius. He built it that way. It didn't work. Recognized, decided he was going to change things up. Fucked up when he was bringing in guys because it was just too late. It didn't get anything. It didn't change the culture of the group. Bringing in Folinos and
Muzzin,
Folinos and Ryan O'Reillys and those kinds of
McCabe.
guys. But like, they made mistakes. He tried to change how it was. brought in some other guys, and then now all of a sudden we've gone too far the other way where it's just far too caveman and not working with these guys. It's not working. And
well, our defense
there was
is
mistakes
basically...
all the way through. There was mistakes all the way through.
Remember, our defense, or any kind of quality defense, other than Tanev and OEL, who are already like over 33, everybody else was already there when what's his face came, right? Everybody likes to say he brought the defense, he made the defense better. For 1 year, we had 1 year of good defense, and there was always a chance that Tanev may never come back. OEL, I love him. I love McCabe, and I don't want to get rid of McCabe. We need to have some sort of defense, but we need to get something. And right now, there's Pavel Mintyukov. People still love Simone Benoit. He's 27. He's fast. He's big, and he played in Anaheim before. And I'm pretty sure what's his face Quenneville can turn him into a god somehow. He'll find a way. So look at all these players. Brad Lambert. He's fast. He's not defensive. Who cares? He can play center. He's right shot. He's big. He's fast. He's skilled as fuck. Fine, go for that. Like, if as long as the cost is like a very late pick or like a prospect that you don't give a shit about. But like, there's a lot of options. I think we both are in the same point. Like, we may disagree with how to get the most out of the people we have, but McMann is on an expiring contract. So is Yarncroft.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to find a way to retool this thing, Prague.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying retool.
But
get
again, the whole Domi thing is shocking to me that you.
No, but I'm saying I'm asking.
I don't get it.
Who are good?
You're not getting anything different. Then you're not getting anything different. You got to try to offload some of the guys you brought. That's it. You got to try again.
No, but the thing is,
Prague. That's going to be we got to.
The one last thing I'm going to say is most of these players are probably going to re-sign with their own team. Buffalo's not going to lose Tuck. Schmaltz is probably not going to leave Utah, right? Probably. Who else is left? I'm just saying, that's the problem. So if we trade, we have to trade for not only picks, but we have to also be smart with our money because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be left with their dicks in their hands in terms of money because it's just. Yeah. And the thing is, and a lot of these players, everybody was shocked when what's his face signed for 6 years. Because I think he would have been incredible on this team. What's his face? Ehlers. He signed for 6 years at 8.5.
Yeah, probably would have been a good piece. But
the thing is, I think we both had the right idea. We may disagree about Max Domi. I love Cowan too. I think he's shown more than enough. But the thing is, I want him nowhere near this negativity. I don't want him near the fan negativity. I don't want him near the fucking bullshit. Play him as much as you can until the team comes back. But then,
no, I disagree. You got to play the kid. He's playing unreal. He's an NHL player. He's a top 6 NHL player, and he deserves to be in this lineup. And I think when those guys come back,
I'm just worried about the negativity.
Playing with them, what is it going to do? What is it going to do? I don't think that there's fan negativity towards him. He's beloved.
No,
right
everybody
now.
Loves him.
He's getting opportunities. So even the media is giving him credit. There's not.
I just don't want him to feel negative about not being able to finish his shots. He's good enough to finish his shots. I don't want that.
What is it going to do if you send him to the Marlies? He's getting opportunities here. He's getting those chances. It's not like he's not playing well. He's getting opportunities, Prague. That's why I think you should play her.
No, but that's it for tonight. Anyways, thank you so much, man. I do enjoy these. I hope you don't take it personally or anything like that.
No, I don't. I hope you don't either. I hope you don't.
Oh, no. What? No, dude, I like discussion. I think you're doing a great job. And I have nothing but love and respect for you, man. You're I appreciate it. You're one of the few that actually lets people talk and do things. And I really appreciate it. We may all have disagreements, but we're all here for the same reason.
I just disagree with you on the Domi thing. I don't see that there.
No, I'm just saying just pump him up. I don't think he's a long-term solution.
I know. All right.
Anyways, have a great night, man, and have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers, brother.
See ya. There you go. There's Prague. Let's wrap up with a couple things to close out the show here tonight. Let's start with our best bet presentation of Bet365. Thanks to Bet365 for coming back here. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Use code NATION. That's NATION. Code NATION. NATION. We lose again. I mean, look, this team struggling the way that they are is really, 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 really hurting the best bets. It's just unavoidable. But it's Easton Cowan anytime goal. That one loses. And then it's Scott Laughton anytime goal. Tiny bet, $10 on Scott Laughton. loses on that one. As well, the half unit on Easton Cowan loses $50, half unit there. That one loses. So we lose $60 on the night. We're down minus 55 on the season here so far. It's just like the worse this team plays, the harder it becomes to bet on them and find anything. I might as well at this point just start betting on the other team at this point. But that's our best bets. We lose those. It's unfortunate. Let's now get to Crave the Stats. Crave the Stats is a presentation of Uber Eats. Uber Eats is enabling fans to maximize their fandom all season long with exclusive game day deals on the app, from game day eats to paper plates and napkins if you're hosting, to all the ingredients you need to make your favorite game day dip. For every time the Leafs are playing at home, you can get these exclusive deals in Toronto only on Uber Eats. Firehouse Subs, Bogo Brisket Hatcher, Kibo Sushi, Bogo California Roll, Shelby Shawarma, Bogo Traditional Wrap. Bogo, of course, is buy one, get one before, during, and after the game. Uber Eats is assisting every fan's hockey experience all season long. All right, they lost again. I wasn't going to do it because they got the loser point the other day, so I was like, we'll give them a chance. We'll leave it up to them. Like, we'll be fine. But no, we're going to do it here again tonight. For those of you who are new here, well, unfortunately, this is the way it goes. The stats now that it feels like the season is over comes to us at the Tankathon. Let's take a look over at the Tankathon, the 2026 NHL Draft Lottery Simulator, seeing what we've got here right now, what the stats of the day are when it comes to the Tankathon, and the likelihood of this team getting the first overall pick. One spin, that's it. That's all we do here. So for this one spin, the Leafs' point percentage this season is a .477. They are sitting at a 9-10-3 record, sixth best chance in the NHL, a 7.5% chance at the first overall pick. .5% chance at the first overall pick, coming in behind Buffalo at 8.5%, St. Louis at 9.5%, Vancouver at 11.5%, Nashville 13.5%, and Calgary at 18.5%. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one sim and one sim only. Let's sim the lottery. That's the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. Not only do the Leafs not move up, not only do the Leafs not get a top 5 pick, they were sitting in 6th. They fall to 7. San Jose up 8. They get the first overall pick. Celebrini, Smith, Misa, Dickinson. Why not throw Gavin McKenna in there? Buffalo up 3. They get the second overall. I mean, I guess the only thing you can be happy about is that Buffalo probably finds a way to fuck that up. Calgary drops 2. Nashville drops 2. Vancouver drops 2. St. Louis drops 2. Toronto drop 1. They're in 7th. The Boston Bruins get the Maple Leafs pick. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. That's just the way she goes. SLW Snowman. It's a sim. Means nothing. True. We sim again tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a couple things to get to. Let's get to our grade of the game. F. 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 F for this game tonight. F. Huge fucking F. No positive. Like, well, look, I'll throw you a couple bones, actually. One, that third line I liked. Laughton, Cowan, Lorentz. Positive. McMann on that third line also I thought looked good. So, positive, I guess. Joseph Woll, really good. Really, really, really good. Positive. Easton Cowan. I knew there was one more positive in there somewhere. Positive. Thought he played well. Those are your positives. Play of the game. The Cowan toe drag, I'll give it to you. I thought that was great. Kid's getting chances. Kid's trying. He's working his bag off. I respect it. I have a lot of appreciation for what he's doing, powering through. But another loss and another stinky loss. We're back Wednesday against Columbus. To be honest, Murma's fight was cool too. Yep, Samurai pointing that out. We're back on Wednesday. Honestly, at this point, I don't know how it's anything other than a loss. Columbus has your number. You're in a dark place right now. Can't find ways to win. Why would I believe that? Why would I believe they win? I just can't. Feels like another loss, but no matter what, win, lose, draw, like they might say you played so shit, we're just gonna force you to walk out of here with a point. I don't fucking know. OTs, shootouts, whatever. We'll break it all down. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing. I appreciate all the support. Leafs Nation 401 right here on YouTube. As well, all podcast platforms, the Leafs Nation After Dark. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Thank you all for watching. I will see you back here on Wednesday. Until then, find it somewhere deep within you. Find it. Find a way to keep believing. Thanks for watching. See you on Wednesday. Keep believing. For more content just like this, including game previews, post-game live shows, Leafs Morning Take, Monday through Friday with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill with special guests, as well as instant reaction videos, make sure to be subscribed here to the Leafs Nation YouTube channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, and drop a like.